For the past Fiddlesticks. Okay. All right. So I have it right here on my phone. Um, I wanted to have it on the computer, but I was having internet trouble, and I already bought it on my phone, so it's gonna be on my phone. So to replace the actual having the actual book on screen, in place of that, I'm gonna have like the inventory, just like a notepad open with everything I have, so I can keep track of the game. Because when I played VIP, I just kind of guessed, and I used a what do you call it? Um, that thing where you get to duplicate your money over and over again, or times whatever tenant. And so I just stopped keeping track of my stuff because I just had infinite money. So anyway, all right. So this is my most hyped FNAF project, or not ever, but for years. I mean, it's my most hyped FNAF book ever, I guess. Because Phone Guy is the first character you ever meet, and we never knew anything about him till this book. All right. So, should I have anything else playing? What do you guys think? Well, I'll see what you guys say in chat. All right. So, the first thing I noticed about this book is that it's also dedicated. Can I zoom in? I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, is it flipped? Oh no, it's not. Special thanks to DJ Sturf. It's dedicated to DJ Sturf again. I don't know what I reached my reading goal by reading 2 pages 'cause I never read. All right. Anyway, okay. So the table of contents has a title page, a dedication, an intro, and then nights 1 through 6, which is really interesting. And then a series ad. What's that? Oh, it's just whatever. Okay, can I skip back? All right, title page. Right. All right. So that's all I know so far. But all right. Intro. All right. So you are Ralph, and working security at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is your dream job. At least that's what you told him in the interview. You've been there so long, the relentlessly cheerful animatronic characters feel like old friends. You love how their antics bring saccharine, like sugar-like, smiles to kids' faces. This place creates happy family memories, and you help make that possible. So Phone Guys is just awesome. But all good things must come to an end. It's time to move on while you still can. This is your last week. Oh no. You always work the day shift, but after a sudden staff vacancy and temporary closure, management asked you to take the night shift for a change. Letting them down is never an option. Come on, Golden Freddy, do you have to kill him? He's pretty nice. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy are Fazbear Entertainment's biggest assets. Your duty is to protect them and the restaurant's reputation. Your contract calls it a matter of life and death. You've heard rumors that the animatronics get somewhat lively after hours, but no one's better equipped to handle them than you. 22-time Employee of the Month. As a night watchman, you'll face many choices that lead to various outcomes. If you find an item that might help you do your job, write it down for later. Now for your first big decision. If you want to play on easy difficulty, add paperclip, screwdriver, and flashlight to your inventory, and tap touch here. If you want to play our normal difficulty, start out with only your wits and tap touch here. So I will be playing on normal. So I should actually include that. I do not have the easy mode items. Alright, cool. Alright. Very nice, very nice. Alright, tap touch here. Alright. The security office at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is practically a second home. You've spent so much of your time here over your career, probably too much time, cooped up in a glorified closet, staring at a buzzing, flickering monitor until your eyes dry out. That's basically what streaming is. But everyone's got to make a living, and you have an 11-year-old daughter, Copelia, to provide for. So Phone Guy has a daughter. Actually, I should include that. I should include some of the stuff I just found. All right. So, Phone Guy, 22 time employee of the month. Very important. The week before is his last week working for Fazbear Entertainment. Has a daughter named 11 years old. And soon she's gonna grow up without a father. But that's okay. Anyway. No, it's not okay. Whatever. You often feel like the only thing you're good at is protecting others, even at your own expense. Sounds about right. The office is always dark since there aren't any outside windows, but somehow at night it still manages to give you the creeps. So this is the FNAF 1 office. You're probably just spooked because you're all alone in the restaurant. Aside from Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, animatronics aren't fantastic conversationalists, but boy can they sing and dance. Of course, they've also been known to do other things. Rumor is they've become strangely aggressive lately, but surely those glitches were ironed out, or they wouldn't have reopened this place. Not that customers have exactly been flocking back just yet. After the restaurant closes and everyone is gone, the animatronics enter roaming mode and walk around to prevent their servos from locking up. You hear heavy footsteps echoing out there now. Clomp, clomp, clomp. So this is night 1. Sorry. It's 12 a.m. This is very specific. That seems neat enough. You guys can see that, right? I hope that's clear enough for you. Alright. So they're walking around. If animatronics encounter you in the restaurant at night, they should ignore you. But your safest bet is to stay in the office until 6 a.m. When they return to the stage, enter sleep mode, and recharge. Then you can go home. Management cares about their employees, and it's time-consuming and expensive to hire and train new ones, not to mention the occasional legal fees and the hassle of covering up accidents. So they installed reinforced doors on either side of the office. In the unlikely event that an animatronic visits you here, you can open and shut the east and west doors by pressing the big red buttons in the doorways. The light switches below them illuminate the east and west halls outside your office so you can see whether anything is out there. So this is FNAF 1. Surviving the night probably seems like a low bar for a job, but this isn't just about collecting a paycheck. You may have to venture out of the office from time to time. The animatronics are clumsy and mindless naturally. If they break something out there, you have to go fix it and clean up the mess right away so the restaurant is ready to open, just in case any customers show up. Think of the children. Of course, your number one concern is making sure nothing happens to Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. Oh, and don't forget Foxy. Do not forget about Foxy. Okay, so there's a couple things I've determined from this. One, and it's very important, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is open during the events of FNAF. Is still open for business. Unless it closes between the week before and FNAF 1, which I don't think it does. So this is actually really important. So it's not a closed restaurant. It's not like the movie where it's been shut down. There are 3 security monitors on the desk, but 2 of them are always on the fritz. Replacing them would let you see more, but you guess management spent the money on those doors instead. You use the control panel in front of you to switch the one working display to feeds from various cameras around the restaurant. You check the stage first. Your heart pounds when you see Bonnie and Chica are gone, so that's who you heard walking around the restaurant. Freddy's just hanging out up there on his own. The brown bear is dapper as always in his black top hat and bow tie. You're glad they restored the vintage animatronic with his classic look. Freddy doesn't wonder much, as if he's above all that just because he's the star of the show. Or maybe he's saving his energy for something. I'm the star of the show, you tell yourself as you switch over to the Pirate Cove camera. Foxy is shy. The curtains are drawn, so he must still be back there. Before you locate Bonnie and Chica, you discover a situation that demands immediate attention. The lights in the men's restroom are out. You must replace the light bulbs before your shift ends, and it's better to do it sooner than later. Okay. Sorry I keep stopping, but this is actually kind of important as well. The Withereds have been restored to their classic. Meaning that the FNAF 1 animatronics looked like the FNAF 1 animatronics during the MCI. And then they broke. And then they, I guess they fell apart. And some of their parts were used for the toys. And then after FNAF 2, they rebuilt them, basically. To look like they did at first. But they're still possessed. Is what I'm getting. So, alright, I should say the location. Office. Right now. I have... Yeah, okay. I feel like spacing these out actually helps a bit. Whatever. Okay. If you inspect the desk, tap touch here. If you exit through the door on your left, tap touch here. If you exit through the door on your right, tap touch here. If you check the cameras again, tap touch here. Okay. I'm gonna check the desk. The new day shift security guard left quite a mess. Scrunched up food wrappers and empty soda cups everywhere. You know it can be hard to stay awake while watching cameras for 6 hours, but there's an unspoken rule in this office. Keep it clean for the next person. Yeah, Mike Schmidt did a great job keeping it clean. You're going to have to leave a passive-aggressive note before you finish tonight. They'll never make Employee of the Month with an attitude like that. This sounds like phone guy. Just because we don't often meet our fellow employees doesn't mean we aren't part of the same friendly Fazbear family trademark. It's important to have some pride and consideration. This is one of the reasons you agreed to record those training videos for your new hires and leave phone messages as part of your orientation. It helps you feel a connection to the other guards. Okay. So he's drank the Kool-Aid and he's... You hope, phone guy. You hope hearing a calm voice helps them keep a level head when things get tense. I mean, he did. And it's nice to know that even after you leave this job, part of you will always remain there. You yank open the top metal drawer and yep, more trash. You pluck out the crumpled balls of paper and soda cups and spot something small and shiny at the bottom of the desk. A paper clip. Those always come in handy. You slip it into your pocket and finish tidying up the office. All those soda cups remind you about the restroom and those broken lights you have to take care of. Add paper clips to your inventory and turn back. Okay, so I got a paper clip for doing that, and I didn't lose any time. They're pretty dope, pretty dope. Nice, nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna check the cameras now. It's always a good idea to check the monitors to see where the animatronics are at any given time, especially if you're thinking about leaving the office. I'm actually thinking about playing the game, which is interesting. You quickly click through the camera feed. Freddy's on the stage, but he's moved since the last time you looked in on him. He's facing the camera now. His eyes seem glazing your soul as if to say, I know you're watching. You shudder. Who watches the watcher? White eyes peer from behind the curtain, Pirate Cove, and then blink out. Not so fast, Foxy. You can't find Chica anywhere, but the camera in the kitchen has been broken for a while. It only picks up audio. No video. Something is in there, rattling pots and pans and banging cabinet doors. The giant yellow chicken has a voracious appetite. Sounds like she's a bit peckish and looking for a midnight snack. Bonnie. Where's Bonnie? There. In the West Hall, heading towards the security office. Turn back. Alright, so obviously I'm not going to go through the left hall. Because I'll probably die. Meaning... we're going to the right hall. And I just checked the left hall because I wasn't going to pick it, and yeah, you die. If you take the left hall. So, right hall. The restrooms are located, and it makes sense that you go in the right hall. are located on the east side of the restaurant, so you head through the door on your right. You glance at the rules for safety poster as you exit the security office. You don't know why they're posted in this corner where kids shouldn't be anyway. The rules certainly don't apply to you, especially number 8, leave before dark. You laugh nervously. The hallway is decorated with... Sorry. The hallway is decorated with cheerful stars and a checkerboard stripe matching the floor tiles, but the dim light from the lone fixture overhead makes the fading decor seem almost sinister, especially the vintage character posters for Chica, Freddy, and Bonnie. What was that? You thought. You heard something. But it was far off, a clinking sound, maybe from the kitchen? The kind of sound a 6-foot-tall animatronic chicken might make if it knocked a metal pot off a counter. You pause and strain your ears to listen, but you hear nothing more. You reach the dining area. An overhead light illuminates 6 long tables, already prepped for a party, with confetti, tablecloths, and party hats lined up. You start to make your way to the restroom, but you freeze at the sound of slow, heavy footsteps. So we are now... dining area outside. I know the FNAF map very well, so I know where we are. We passed the... Okay, I'm gonna... So we can either hide under the table, hurry towards the bathroom, or knock over a table as a distraction. I feel like we should get to work, so I'm gonna hurry towards the bathroom. And I picked the wrong choice. You don't like being out in the open here. If you can make it to the restroom, you can try to block the door to keep the animatronics out while you replace light bulbs. You race toward the restroom, the rubber soles of your shoes squeaking on the red and blue vinyl tiles. But remember, the animatronics are surprisingly fast when they want to be. You only make it halfway across the dining area before powerful yellow arms grab you from behind. Your blood-curdling scream drowns out the whir of animatronic servos and cracking bones. So I just died. Let's have a death counter. So Chica just killed me. No way to know that. So we're just gonna make the same decisions again. And then... Alright, where are we? Okay, so I can either hurry to the bath, or I tried hurrying to the bathroom. I can hide under a table or knock over a table. I'm gonna hide under the table. Okay, I didn't die immediately. That's good. That's good. Very good. You scramble under a table and lie on your stomach, peering out from under the tablecloth. Now you feel the vibration of footsteps as you hear them. They plod toward the dining area. The animatronic would be moving faster if it knew your location. If you make a break for it and stay low behind the tables, you might be able to reach the restrooms without being spotted. Or you can cower here silently and hope whoever it is moves on. If you keep waiting... Sorry, okay. So if you keep waiting... Where did I end up? Where did I end up? Okay, this is the one part that always confuses me. Oh my god, I'm getting stuff spoiled. I gotta be careful. Go back. Okay. Where's the chapter? There it is. No, I don't want to change themes and settings. Contents, please. Alright, night 1, and then we get to... Okay, so I'm hiding under the table. And then I have 3 choices. Keep waiting, hurry to the bathroom, and use the bonus item. I don't have the bonus item, obviously. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna keep waiting. They say discretion is the better part of valor, so you keep hiding and waiting. Definitely not because you're too scared to budge. The footsteps cease, and you wonder if the animatronic is waiting for you. You clamp a hand over your mouth and count the dried, pale wads of gum stuck to the bottom of the table. 7. Gross. After several minutes, which seem more like an hour, you're pretty sure the coast is clear. From your vantage point on the floor, You don't see any oversized animal feet in your immediate vicinity. It's time to make your move. If you head straight to the restroom, tap touch here. If you check the tablecloth first, tap touch here. I'm gonna check the tablecloth. Because checking things is in my nature as I play Resident Evil and Silent. You crawl out from under the table and grab it to pull yourself up. Your legs are a bit shaky. There isn't a lot on the table. The flimsy white vinyl confetti. No, sorry. The flimsy white vinyl tablecloth is decorated with colorful confetti. It's disposable, so after a party, the staff can just scoop up all the plates, food scraps, and other detritus, ew, and toss it all into a garbage bag. It's wasteful, but faster and cheaper than having to launder dozens of fabric tablecloths post children's birthday parties every single day. 5 pointed party hats with different colored stripes are lined up in the middle of the table. Something shiny catches your eye, a foil gum wrapper. Okay, you sigh and slip it into a pocket to discard later. People just leave their trash wherever they feel like it. This wouldn't have happened in the old days, when working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was a badge of honor. The franchise has truly fallen on hard times. Thanks to those pernicious rumors about missing kids and the lingering bad press from the bite of 87. If only the victim could tell what he did to provoke that attack, but he doesn't talk anymore, or do much else. So the press blew the incident out of proportion, and the place hasn't been the same since. That makes it a little easier for you to moving on. You're going to be a model employee right up to the end. Okay, new lore. Bite of 87 victim, still alive, hasn't spoken since. I think that's pretty good. Right. Also have to add the gum wrapper to my inventory. Okay, things are getting a bit cluttered, so I'm just gonna space these out a bit more. Okay, there we go. So the victim is a vegetable, basically. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, I didn't see you. I was so into the book, I wasn't reading chat at all. Sorry, people. Hello, Morris. Hello, Black and Blue. How you doing? Yeah, the Bite of 87 victim is a vegetable, sadly. And gum wrapper. Okay, did that. Alright, so we got a gum wrapper. And now I go to the bathroom. So now I'm in the restroom. Pretty dope. I'm making good progress. I've only died once somehow. Oh yeah, we learned that the animatronics are fast. I'm not sure if that's really important though. Yeah, if they see you, they can all run. You step into the men's restroom and shut the door. The antiseptic scent of bleach still pervades the air. What? Which is... This is English, okay. Which is far from the worst thing you whiffed in there. You try to look around, but it's too dark with both lights out. That's why you're here. What are the odds that 2 bulbs would burn out at the same time? Maybe there was some sort of power surge. After all, the wiring in the building is ancient. That's probably why the cameras always glitch and monitors in the security office keep overloading. That might even explain some of the strange behavior exhibited by the animatronics. Unless... You shake your head. You're in the dark when it comes to that stuff. In this case, literally. Just focus on your job, you think. Focus on getting home to Capella. Everything else is way above your pay grade. If you replace the first light bulb here, tap touch here. If you listen to the door, tap touch here. If you inspect the sink, tap touch here. Okay. This is your first message? Okay, we're good. Alright, so I didn't miss anything. You know, I'm gonna have a... Oh no, I can't do that. Wait. See, oh yeah, see, it closed... Oh shit. Alright, so we're good. So I'm gonna check the sink. If that's weird. Because I think... I like checking things. Plink, plink, plink. And by the way, if anyone wants me to make a specific choice that's watching, just say it in the chat and I'll probably do it just for fun. No matter what it is. That dripping faucet is so annoying, you can't concentrate on anything else. You turn to your right and feel for the sinks as you edge along the wall. When you reach them, you tighten the hot and cold water taps until the drip stops. Without Phone Guy, this place would have gone under like 10,000 years ago. The sink is filled with water. It appears that something is clogging the drain. You probe it and feel something soft and slimy. You pry it loose and squish it in your fingers. It's slightly sticky. You raise it up to your nose and sniff tentatively. Chew gum? Ew! With the obstruction removed, the water drains out of the sink, gurgling down the pipes. Add chewed gum to your inventory. A lot of weird stuff. I love how phone guy is just like a paperclip. Those are useful. Like that. Right. Okay, so alright, let's listen at the door. Maybe the darkness is making you paranoid, but you press your ear against the door and listen. If an animatronic follows you into the restroom, it won't be great for you. There's only one way out. Yep. What in the... What's going on here? What in the book confirmed that Freddy Fazbear's was open during FNAF 1? I didn't listen to that part. Okay, so the week before is Phone Guy's week, which is immediately the week before FNAF 1, and he's saying that the place will open in the morning. So basically, he has to leave the office, the security office, to fix things the animatronics break, so that by the time it opens, everything is still working. So basically, Phone Guy's like a try-hard employee, and he's like, even though I might die, he knows he might die, he still is going out to fix light bulbs and stuff, basically. Because they cannot be broken when kids show up in the morning. So unless the place breaks between this game and FNAF 1, which is just like one day, I guess, it's probably still open. And the other thing, we know that Freddy, Withered Freddy, was not the original design. It was Classic Freddy, and then he became Withered Freddy, and then became Classic Freddy again. Those are the two big things we learned. At least I'm in the best place for a person to lose control of their bladder. Your chuckle and wince as the sound echoes around you. The restaurant sounds quiet. Whoever wrote this, it's E.C. Myers, right? They're very good at this. The darkness seems to be pressing in on you, making it hard to breathe, even harder to think. Your imagination is running wild without any sensory inputs. All you want to do is replace the light bulbs and get back to the security office. Rose working since 87 at least. Yeah, and also, this is his last week. Like, he's about to retire. Which is really sad. Like, he's like, I've worked here for so many decades, and or so many years, and now I'm gonna leave and be with my daughter. Alright, so I'm gonna replace the first light bulb. Okay. How many night watchmen does it take to change a light bulb? None. They refuse to do it because if they chase away the night, they're out of a job. You smile to... Dude. You smile to yourself as you... I can just imagine Scott saying that. Hello. How many night watchmen does it take to change a light bulb? You smile to yourself as you take a detour to retrieve a step stool and a new bulb from the maintenance closet. You often make up jokes in your head while you're working. And you can't wait to get home to inflict your latest creations on Coppelia. She'll groan loudly and say affectionately, "Bad joke, Dad." You remind her that telling dad jokes is a mandatory requirement of all fathers. This is true. And you never shirk on your duty. The boring real answer to the question is, of course, 1. You finish twisting the new bulb inside the socket and say, "Let there be light," as it flickers on. Why would you say stuff out loud, even for in the friggin' Fazbear's Pizza at night? You blink as your eyes adjust from the darkness. The white porcelain urinals and sinks are gleaming. We now know that FNAF 1 location is urinals confirmed. This is the cleanest bathroom. The cleanest bathroom will be all day. Once the restaurant opens and kids are unleashed to eat and play, this will quickly become one of the most disgusting rooms in the facility. One of. One light down, one to go. If you replace the second light bulb, touch here. If you listen at the door... I'm not listening to the door again. Okay. And I was right. Oh, I was right. Your caution pays off. You hear footsteps outside, moving much more quickly than usual, than Bonnie or Chica usually do, getting louder by the second. It's Foxy. Well, you've been... he didn't say it's Foxy. I'm thinking it's Foxy. Well, you've been in the restroom. You haven't been keeping an eye on Parrot Cove. Okay, he does. Foxy must have left his attraction. You hope he didn't hear you working in here, but he does have big ears. They're among the few parts that still function on the tattered old animatronic. Yeah, he's on his way to the restroom right now, and you don't have much time before he gets to you. If you barricade the door, touch here. If you hide in a stall, touch here. Okay, should I barricade the door or hide in a stall? I don't know if you can see this. Is that visible? Yeah, it is. I'll let you decide, Morse. Because I have no idea. It's a 50-50 at this point. Hide? Okay. Hide in the stall. Interesting choice. Because I know what happens. Hide. You have to hide. You can't fit in the maintenance closet. It's too small and crammed full of mops, buckets, and cleaning supplies. Your only option is to duck into one of the stalls and stand on the toilet, like you did in elementary school. You needed to get away from the mean kids. Now that you think about it, maybe that's one of the reasons you became a security guard, so you could help those who can't help themselves. Of course, you imagine that you would be armed in order to protect and serve, but weapons of any kind aren't allowed at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Nothing kills a kid's party more than seeing someone with a taser hanging out in the corner, even if he is the good guy. You dash to the first bathroom stall, but find that it's locked from the inside. It's secured with a simple slide bolt latch. You might be able to get it open if you had something thin enough to fit between the door and jamb. If you barricade the restroom door, tap touch here. If you try the next stall over, tap touch here. If you have a paper clip and want to use it, tap touch here. Well, we have a paper clip, so we gotta use it. Alright. You check. Okay, so I don't have the paper clip anymore, right? It doesn't say I have to get rid of it. You check your pockets for the paper clip you found earlier. Got it. You straighten out the wire and then bend one end of it up in a right angle. Foxy isn't the only one with a hook now. You insert your new makeshift tool between the door and frame and fiddle around. It only takes you a second to catch the knob of the bolt and slide the lock open. Door swings open towards you. You slip into the stall and pull the door closed. You don't believe this. The door won't stay shut. The slide bolt is jammed now. Oops, and you can't lock the door. What rotten luck. Foxy's footsteps stop right outside the restroom. What now? If you try the next stall over, tap touch here. If you hold the door shut, tap touch here. If you have chewed gum and want to use it, tap touch here. Okay, well, I don't have... I think I used this. I'm just going to put a slash here. And then I have chewed gum, so I'm going to use that. Oh, okay. You pull the wad of chewed gum from your pocket and pick lint off it. It's still soft and slightly sticky. You wedge it in the door lock and the door stays closed. You sigh with relief and crouch on the toilet, tucking your feet under you and out of view. The restroom door creaks open and bumps against the wall. Someone is there, waiting in the doorway. Waiting, watching, waiting. Somehow you manage to remain perfectly still, and eventually, whoever it is leaves. If you open the door and look outside, tap touch here. If you peek under the stall, tap touch here. I think I used my chewed gum. I think that's just gone, to be honest. Alright, I'm gonna peek. You lower yourself gently to the floor of the stall, freezing any time you make the slightest sound and waiting for a moment before you continue. Soon you are lying on your belly, grateful that the restroom has been so thoroughly cleaned. You peer out from under the door. No sign of the metal legs and feet of Foxy's exposed endoskeleton. From here, you can glimpse a sliver of the restroom hallway and beyond that. Yeah, rip chewed gum. The dining area. All is quiet. You lie there for a few more minutes to be sure you're alone and to settle down and catch your breath. That was way too close. You're getting nervous about being outside the security office with its cameras and door locks to make you feel, well, more secure. But before you can head back there, you need to finish your job for the night. You stare up at the second broken light bulb. You're the only thing standing between me and home tonight, you say. So, I'm talking to inanimate objects now, and myself. That's awesome. You've been through a lot already. You're tempted to leave now, knowing that someone on the day shift will have to replace the bulb and fix that bathroom door if you don't. But like you said in one of your training videos for the restaurant, you can't spell team without M and E. After the bite of 87, you heard some of the staff twist that around to, you can't spell team without meat. You didn't much appreciate that. People deal with tragedy and loss in their own ways. sometimes with humor, but hey, at least it shows that they were listening during orientation. If you replace the second light bulb, tap touch here. If you look inside the second bathroom stall, tap touch here. What is up with the second stall? Why does he keep talking about it? I really want to look in there, but I feel like it's a trick. And a waste of time. But I really want to look in it. Should I look in it? I looked in it. Okay. The close call with Foxy has you on edge, jumping at shadows and constantly glancing over your shoulder. You're pretty sure the second bathroom stall is empty, so why do you hear hoarse, garbled whispers coming from inside? You can't you can't make out the words, but it sounds like someone is reciting poetry or a song or a children's rhyme, or maybe it's a jingle from a TV commercial. Something something stains, something something remains. Cupcake, imagine. It's probably an ad for laundry detergent, but where's it coming from? And then he eats his face like in the movie. You pull the door towards you slowly. Empty. Or not quite. A ballpoint pen is lying on the floor at the base of the toilet. You don't know how the cleaning crew missed that. You're definitely going to shove it in their face. You step in the stall and receive the pen. The door of the stall bumps closed behind you. Your pulse quickens as you imagine yourself being trapped in here, but you force yourself to turn around calmly. That's when you see the words written on the inside of the door in angry scribbles of ink. It's me. Weird. You'll have to leave a note for the crew to scrub that off first thing in the morning, and you'll be sure to suggest to management that they add a no vandalism to the list of rules. You exit the stall and go to replace the second broken light bulb. Add ballpoint pen to your inventory. So I got something from an inventory and I interacted with Golden Freddy. Yeah, no, it's not capitalized, but I'm too lazy to care. You replace the second light bulb even faster than the first. The later it gets, the more dangerous it is to be outside the security office. You haven't been watching the cameras, but you have to assume all the animatronics are walking around now. With the bathroom once again bright and cheerful, you can head back to safety. There is a song. Golden Freddy. Wait, yeah, someone was singing a song. Wait, Golden Freddy sings. That's important. Sings a TV commercial song. So that's, I mean, yeah, okay. But getting there will be very unsafe. You return the step stool to the maintenance closet and dispose of the old burned out bulbs in the trash. You glimpse... Is this song familiar to you? Oh! Interesting. Interesting. Oh, wait, that's... Yes, you're right. Was it the same song, though? What did he say? Okay, the kid said something something stains, something something remains. So it's not necessarily a TV commercial song. Okay. You glimpse your reflection in the wide mirror. You look terrible. The light reveals deep shadows under your eyes. Transitioning from the day shift to the night shift. Yeah, and Faded is supposed to be Golden Freddy. So, Crying Child might know this song too. I see what you're trying to say. Transitioning from the day shift to the night shift is already starting to fatigue you, making you question what's real and what isn't. At least it's only for a week, and then you can rest as much as you want before diving back into your job search. A position is opening up as a security guard at your daughter's school, and you really hope you get it, but middle schoolers can be just as difficult to handle as animatronics. In some ways, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy are just big, terrifying kids. You hope you don't run into any of them on your way back to the office, but hurry, your shift is almost over. If you leave the bathroom right away, touch here. If you listen at the door, I'm listening at the door. You're itching to get moving, but you press your ear to the bathroom door and listen. It sounds quiet out there. You grab the handle and are about to open the door when you glance down. Faint light from the dining area sweeps in from under the door, but it's interrupted by two shadows. Those could be feet, you think. Really big feet. The moment stretches out for a long time. Your knuckles are white, you're gripping the door handle so tightly, but then the shadows are gone and you hear footsteps moving away. You've been breathing shallowly this whole time. Worried you'd be heard, so you take in a deep breath. It's now or never. You sneak back to the security office without encountering any more animatronics. By the time you get there, it's 5:45 a.m. Your shift is almost over. You check the cameras. Music Man. To your relief, Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy are all present on the stage, and the curtain is drawn at Pirate Cove. Previous night watchmen have reported the animatronics behaving strangely, but like everyone else, you dismiss their wild stories. Sometimes people fall asleep staring at the camera feeds and they imagine things, bolstered by the old rumors and stories. The mind can be a funny thing, making it hard to distinguish hallucinations from reality. Now you feel bad for not believing them, and you know that if you tell others about what happened tonight, they won't believe you either. Perhaps they would even discourage you from talking about what you've seen. You would never do anything that would harm Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. You've got too much time in, put so much of yourself in your job that you're practically a part of it yourself. You never pictured yourself leaving, but it seems like the best time to go, especially considering everything that happened tonight. Just 4 more shifts left, you can do it. If you tidy up before the end of your shifts, touch here. If you sit down and wait for 6 a.m., touch here. If you're the bonus item, touch here. I'm gonna tidy up. Because, Mike has weird dreams during his shifts too. Yeah, he does. It's true. You start putting the security office back together the way it should be for the next shift. You toss all the garbage from the desk into the trash can. Wait, is this not canon? Because all that garbage is in the game in FNAF 1, so maybe he doesn't get to clean it. The sight of those food wrappers and soda cups set your stomach growling. The kids enter his dreams, that's true. I haven't eaten in the last 6 hours. You clear out junk from the yellow lockers at the back of the room as well, including a year-old packet of toaster pastries that you choked down anyway because you're that hungry. Yum. You return to the desk, 5 minutes to go. Flick through the cameras, the animatronics are still where they belong. Already the events of the night are starting to seem just like a bad dream. Your attention falls on the poster behind the TV. Celebrate! It implores in bright bubble letters above a group photo of Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica. These lovable characters couldn't be capable of the horrors you just experienced, could they? Maybe you've just been misinterpreting everything. The place can have that effect on people when it's late, and you're tired and hungry, and lonely. You stare at the image while moving your head from side to side. From some angles, it looks like there's a bulge in the paper, but before you can investigate, a red light starts blinking on the telephone. If you investigate the poster, tap touch here. If you check the phone, tap touch here. If you wait for the end of your shift, tap touch here. I'm investigating the poster. You lean over the desk to get a closer look at the poster. There's definitely a bump on the wall under Freddy Fazbear's nose, giving it a 3D effect. There's one thing you've always wanted to do, Freddy, but the pizza place has rules. Books confirming dream theory. You even wrote some of them. Number 6, don't touch Freddy. You poke your index finger at Freddy's nose and are surprised to hear a honk. Wait, that's canon? Even more surprising, something behind the poster falls to the floor with a soft clatter. You push the chair out of the way and crawl under the desk. It's even more disgusting down here, with crumbs and something dark and sticky on the dingy old carpet. It's just soda, you tell yourself, wiping the palm of your hand vigorously in your pants. Way at the back, you find a thin plastic card lying next to the wall. You haven't seen one of these in a long time. They stopped issuing these to employees because there was so much turnaround. This is one of the old security badges, but the face and name have been scratched out. Whose was this? And who hid it here? Add ID card to your inventory. Tap touch here. Okay, added ID card. So, and then the horn really honks. Freddy's nose in the poster really makes a noise. That's pretty important. Okay. You watched. So I didn't get to answer the phone. It's important. I didn't see what was in the phone call. Yeah, it is. You watch the clock on the desk as the numbers slip over from 5:09 to 6 a.m. Yay, you survived your first night at Freddy's. All is quiet as you leave the security office and pass through the restaurant. You step outside and take in the fresh, cool air, happy and grateful to be alive. Even the early morning light seems too bright after the darkness of the pizza place. You lose all sense of time in there. Some of Since most of the windows are in different parts of the restaurant, there isn't a cloud in the sky. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Too bad you'll have to sleep through most of it once you send Capilli off to school. And then it won't be long before you're back here for your second night. Who knows what that will bring. You lock up the restaurant, wave goodbye to the sleeping animatronics inside, and head home. When you get home at 6:30 a.m., you wish you could go to bed, but your day isn't over just yet. Now it's time for your second, but most important job, parenting. This one is full-time and pays nil, but you wouldn't have it any other way. However, getting your 11-year-old daughter Copelia up and ready for school is more challenging than anything Freddy Fazbear's Pizza could throw your way. You peek in her bedroom and see her still snoozing peacefully. Books are scattered across her bedspread and on the floor, and an open one lies on her chest, rising and falling with her steady breathing. She was clearly up late last night, reading as usual. You laugh a little when you see drool in the corner of her mouth and a damp spot on her pillowcase. I wish I had a camera, you think. So you study her a little longer, trying to hold on to this memory for later. You go into the kitchen to make breakfast, intentionally banging pots and pans around to cook eggs and bacon. You can't help but think of Chica, and you force the thought away. You're off the clock now. You will not let the animatronics live rent-free in your head. I feel like that phrase didn't exist in the 90s. The combination of Copelia's alarm clock and the aroma of bacon is enough to wake her. She pads out into the kitchen in her rocket ship pajamas, hair a tangled mess, and her face lights up when she sees you. Miss me, huh? You say, twirling your spatula. No, I just love bacon so much. She gives me a hug, and by extension, the person making it for me. You laugh. But seriously, I missed you, she says. While you were sleeping? Especially then. I never sleep well when you aren't home. This is so sad. I hate leaving you, but it's just for this week. She sees the concern on your face and puts a hand over her mouth. Oh, Dad, I didn't mean to guilt trip you. I'm fine, really. Mrs. Andrews always looks in on me, and she hears everything that goes on around here. That's an understatement. You smile. You're grateful to have someone close by to watch the house when you're away, but you've never worried that Copelia will get into any trouble on her own. If anything, she's keeping an eye on kindly Mrs. Andrews, who had sadly lost her own daughter at a young age years ago, and has been overprotective of the neighborhood kids since. Mrs. Andrews. Copelia reaches for the tray of cooked bacon. You slap her hand away. You are not getting one slice of bacon until you are dressed for school. She sticks her tongue out and disappears into her room. Copelia comes back in record time with her hair neatly tied in a ponytail, a bedazzled purple t-shirt, tights, and a jean jacket. She sits down, and you put a heaping amount of bacon on her plate that she immediately starts shoveling into her mouth. How was work? She asks. Uneventful, you lie. Sounds like my dream job, she says, sitting at a desk in the middle of the night, pushing buttons. I could catch up on so much reading until boredom kills me. You would not be killed by boredom at Freddy's, you say, and promise me you'll never work there. She laughs. Okay, sure. Now, how was your day? You catch up with each other while eating breakfast. Then she notices the time on the Kit Kat clock and jumps up. My bus! She shoves another piece of bacon in her mouth and grabs her backpack by the kitchen door. She rummages around it. Crud, you have a pen. I have to finish my homework on the bus. You raise an eyebrow. Why didn't you do it last night? Because I couldn't find my pen. Keep up, Dad. If you have the ballpoint pen, give it to her. Remove it from your inventory and tap touch you. Tell her to borrow a pen and tap. Alright, well, I'll give her the pen, I guess. There goes my pen. That's all he can do for her as a father, because he's gonna be gone soon. You grab the... That was really dark, I'm sorry. You grab the pen from your pocket. Here you go. Don't lose this one. You toss it to her. She catches it expertly. She should really be on a sports team, but all she wants to do is read, tinker with projects in the basement, and play the Sega Genesis. She's a great kid, you think. I don't know how I got so lucky. Thanks, she looks at the pen. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Employee of the Month. Don't you have like a drawer full of these? You're the best worker. There, not that the bar is that high. Hey, give me my pen back. Nope, she twists the pen and discovers there's a screwdriver inside. Wicked. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be bringing that to school. You stand up. I'll find you another pen. The bus honks outside. Too late, gotta go. She runs to the door. A moment later, she runs back and gives you a kiss on the cheek. Love you. And then she's gone. With your pen in hand, you already miss her. At least working the night shift doesn't take away your time together. Though you don't like the idea of leaving her home alone, even under the sometimes too watchful eyes of the neighbors. Just former days. You yawn and head to bed. I touch you. Night 2. Okay, this is gonna get worse. As Sarah Connor said, this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. You yawn. Time to make the donuts. You usually start your shifts repeating the well-known catchphrase from those donut commercials, but there aren't any coworkers here to laugh along with you. And the only people who ever laughed were the new hires the first time you said it, and they were only being polite since they thought you were their boss. But you're nothing if not consistent. It was easy to do the right thing every day at work here, but at night, it's hard to know what the right thing to do is. You're in unfamiliar territory. Fortunately, you're not only consistent, you're persistent. You never give up on trying until you get the job done, and you hope that's one of the better qualities Capilia picks up from you. You also hope you'll be around for a long time to teach your daughter even more lessons about how to live and survive in the world as she grows up. Well, this is a week before Mike, unless Mike worked here before too. This is sad. You also hope you'll be around for a long time to teach your daughter more lessons about how to live. As such, as much as you love this job, you want more of her future than a dead-end career. You want more for... You maybe, yeah. More for her future than a dead-end career as a security guard. More importantly, you hope if anything happens to you on the job, she stays far away from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Check the show stage, check the dining area, check the restrooms cameras. Show stage. You push... What? Wait a minute, what the... You punch the button for the show stage. Freddy and Chica are both there as they should be, but Bonnie has already left. No, wait, Bonnie's still there. Most of him, anyway. His body's on the stage, but his head is gone? Who would steal the head of an animatronic? Funny, punk kids, you think. Daredevil teens from the high school and community college sometimes try to break into the restaurant. If they succeeded, they would want to bring back a souvenir of their bravery. You laugh. Imagine someone shouting, "Bring me the head of Bonnie the Bunny!" Of course, if anyone actually succeeded in breaking into Freddy Fazbear's Pizza After Hours, they would be the ones in danger of losing their heads. Figuratively and literally. But this is no laughing matter. You have a real problem now. You have to find and reattach Bonnie's head before the place opens in the morning. As terrifying as animatronics can be to some young children, they'll really freak out if they're greeted by a headless one. Or maybe no one would notice. Check the dining area camera, check the restrooms camera, check the backstage camera. Check backstage. Oh shit. Oh, that's not good. Alright, well, maybe maintenance had to remove Bonnie's head to work on it, and no one told you. No one ever tells you anything. If so, the head would probably be in the back parts and service area behind the stage. Huh. Okay, interesting. Parts and service is behind the stage, like into the fifth game, not that one. Huh. Okay. That's kind of interesting. So good thing I picked this, I guess, but not really, because... You switch over to the backstage camera, a large metal endoskeleton rests at the end of the work table. You also see masks for Chica and several variations of Freddy, but no Bonnie head. Power cables dangle down from the ceiling. That's a fire hazard if I ever saw one, you think. You consider raising your concern with management, but they hardly ever take employee suggestions. A little voice inside you says it might not be a bad thing if this place burned down. As long as it doesn't happen until after you collect your last paycheck, and no one, human at least, is in the building at the time. You also notice an empty Freddy Fazbear's costume propped up in the corner. At least you assume it's empty. You're curious, but not curious enough to go back there and check. The camera pans across the room once more, and you notice there are no parts for Foxy, the pirate back there. Foxy! You quickly switch over to the Pirate Cove camera. The curtain is wide open, and the cove is empty. Too late. Footsteps run toward the office. Foxy bursts inside and screams in your face. Game over. Okay. 2 deaths. I mean, unless he just screamed at me and left, but I don't think so. Alright. Let's try again. No, I started the whole game over. Shit. That's not what I want to do. Night 2. I mean, night 2. Right, so I can't do the backstage camera. So I gotta pick something else. So which one should I pick? What do you think? Let's check the dining area camera to look at Foxy. You punch the button for the dining area. Just like last night, tables are set for a big party, with tablecloths and party hats all laid out. You wonder if the room was used at all. It looks exactly the way it did yesterday, as if nothing had been touched. Or the staff is simply meticulous about placing everything exactly where it should be. When you do the same job in and day out for years, you get pretty good at it. There is one thing out of the ordinary. Bonnie's head lies in one of the aisles between the party tables. It must have fallen off and rolled down there. It's a good thing that happened after hours, because nothing sets off customers more than a malfunctioning animatronic. A head detaching and bouncing off the stage would probably result in some kids needing therapy, not to mention their parents. Are Bonnie's eyes looking at you? The head is lying on its side, but its eyes are trained right on the security camera. Is it a warning? A cry for help? You shake your head. It's just an optical illusion, and indeed, when you look back at the monitor, Bonnie's eyes are looking in a different direction. I feel like that's a bad thing. You need to go reattach Bonnie's head and make sure this doesn't happen again, especially during a performance. To exit through the right door, touch here. To exit the left door, touch here. Or left door. Okay, I kind of had a feeling, because I still didn't check Foxy, but you step out into the West Hall, and once again, remember, you've been meaning to clear out the broken TVs piled up outside the office. Those things are supposed to work for decades, but they keep burning out. It must be the old electric wiring in this place. Wires are literally hanging down the wall in front of you, but you're pretty sure they aren't live. You don't touch them, just in case. As you turn down the hallway and glimpse the poster of Freddy Fazbear on the wall, you pause for a moment. You've seen it hundreds of times, but you could have sworn it just changed to show the animatronics ripping off its own head. Terrifying. When you turn back, it's just the same old poster. Freddy singing into his microphone with "Let's Party" over his head. It must have been a trick of the flickering light at the end of the hall. Wait. Is that the Golden Freddy picture? Like, because Golden Freddy can make that picture glitch out. You still clearly got Bonnie's head on your mind. As you hurry towards the dining area, the light blinks off. Your eyes adjust to the darkness, and you see a shadow waiting at the far end of the corridor. Just an after image, you think, continuing. Then the light comes back on, and Foxy is standing there, and unfortunately, he's very real. With no one checking on him in Pirate Cove, he's come out to play. You spin around, run back to the security office. Foxy's footsteps sprint behind you. In this life and death race, Foxy is faster. Game over. Son of a bitch. So I'm gonna go right, I guess? But he's still gonna see me if I go right. Alright, right, he's still gonna see me. Alright, let's check. Alright, let's use the right door. Okay, I didn't die. You arrive at the dining area. Bonnie's head is lying on the floor, staring vacantly at the stars and streamers hanging from the ceiling, but something else catches your attention. The doors to party room 1 and 2 are closed. Those were previously open when you saw them on camera, but the feed in that section is notoriously glitchy. It's possible you didn't see them clearly the first time. You're the night watchman, so you should definitely check out anything suspicious, and this is definitely suspicious. Those party rooms are a perfect hiding place, and it's not like the animatronics to go around opening and closing doors. You still have to take care of Bonnie, but it's not like his head is going anywhere. If you go get Bonnie's head, touch here. Check out party room 1, touch here. I'm gonna check out party room 1. And I didn't die, thankfully. You open the door to party room 1 and turn on the lights. It's basically a miniature version of the dining area for private birthday parties or overflow space. When someone hosts a party here, they get a visit from Freddy, Bonnie, or Chica as part of the package, but they rarely use Freddy for such functions. It's also a company policy to have a security guard posted in each room while the animatronic is present, a duty you have often performed, but this was before the restaurant closed. Since it reopened, these rooms haven't been needed, and of course, you're on the night shift now. Everything seems quite ordinary inside. The 2 long tables are covered in white tablecloths decorated with colorful confetti. Cone-shaped cardboard party hats are lined up on each table, waiting to be strapped onto rambunctious kids. You smile, thinking back on better times. For a while, you would have said Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was the happiest place on earth. But if you weren't worried about infringing it on the trademark. Approaching steps snap you back to the moment and remind you of how much this place has changed. You consider hiding, but you have plenty of time to check out Party Room 2 before the animatronic reaches you. If you hide in Party Room 1, touch here. If you open Party Room 2, touch here. Open Party Room 2. You hustle over to Party Room 2 and open the door, or try to. It's locked. You're not even sure who has the key to this door. These rooms aren't usually locked. Naturally, now you're even more curious about what or who might be inside there. The footsteps are closer. They're coming from the direction of the show stage, but you can't tell which animatronic it is. You hope you don't find out. Unless you can figure out how to get inside this room, your only option is to try to get back to the adjacent party room and hide in there instead. If you hide in Party Room 1, touch here. If you have an ID card, touch, you may use it. MasterCard, you may use it. I'm going to use the ID card. In the movies, people use credit cards to jimmy open locked doors. You pull out the ID card you found earlier. The thin plastic is flexible but sturdy enough that you should be able to slide it between the door and the frame and push open the lock. But you'll have to be quick. The animatronic is almost here. It actually works. Oh shit. The door opens and you duck inside the room and close the door behind you. The footsteps go right past and fade away. You wipe sweat from your forehead. You switch on the lights and look around. What was so important about this room? There's no one here. It's practically a mirror image of Party Room 1, but with striped tablecloths instead of white and party hats decorated with confetti. It also has a wide window looking out at the tree line behind the restaurant and the mountains beyond them. Only it's dark now, so all you see is the room reflected in the glass. You hardly recognize yourself, with a fear in your face. You turn your attention back to the tables. One of the party hats is slightly out of alignment with the others. You nudge it back into place, but meet some resistance. Something's under the hat. You lift up the paper cone and find the Fazbear Entertainment branded Zippo lighter. Something must have left it after lighting birthday candles. Tss, tss. Add the lighter to your inventory and go get Bonnie's head. Touch here. Lighter. Bonnie's head is what you came here for. You walk over and pick it up. Oof, it's heavier than it looks, and something sticky leaks onto your hands. Machine oil, hopefully? You're glad it didn't have a mess on the floor. Even after all this time, this is the closest you've been to an animatronic. One reason being the smell. Those things haven't been washed in. Ever? There's something sharp and sour about the stench, like food left out to rot or roadkill. You wrinkle your nose. It's very unpleasant. You've also never touched an animatronic before, which of course is strongly discouraged. The fur is matted and kind of greasy. There are probably things crawling inside it. You don't want to hold this any longer than you have to. You turn it around in your hands until Bonnie is looking at you. Let's get you patched up. You say. Bonnie's eyes blink and swivel towards you. You're so startled you almost drop the head. It probably just happened because you were moving it around. Yeah, that's definitely it, buddy. You look up at the stage. Bonnie's torso is still up there, and so is Freddy Fazbear, but now Chica is gone. Should you go up and try to reattach the head, or look for tools and instructions at Parts and Service behind the stage? Go backstage to Parts and Service. You open the door at the back of the stage marked Employees Only. Though you're an employee, you've never needed to go back here before. You step into the backstage area after what staff has taken to as referring as P&S, Parts and Service. It's dark and practically shouts, this area is off limits. It feels wrong and a little dangerous to be back here. You look around for something useful to help you reattach Bonnie's head properly. A user manual would be nice. An endoskeleton sits on the end of the workbench next to a screwdriver. Perhaps intended for the empty... Interesting. The screwdriver's in the same place it was in the game. I'm pretty close to it. Into the pet game, I mean. Perhaps intended for the empty Freddy Fazbear suit tucked into a corner. Another empty Freddy head sits on the other end of the workbench. Yeah, this is literally the into the pit place. There are several Freddy heads here. They're old designs. Some of them don't have eyebrows or have slightly different shape. There's also a Chica head on the shelf, and next to it is a flashlight. What about Foxy? You don't see any of his parts back here. As if you summoned him, you hear heavy footsteps running toward the room. You have to find something to defend yourself with, or take your chance and hide. Grab the screwdriver, grab the flashlight, or put on the Freddy head. Flashlight, because the Freddy head doesn't work on Foxy. You dash toward the shelves and pick up the flashlight just as Foxy bursts into the room. You roll around and press the button on the flashlight. Luckily, the batteries inside still work. A bright beam cuts across the dark room and shines on Foxy's face. You thought maybe you would blind him temporarily so you can slip by, but the light seems to mess him up. He freezes in place, servos clicking in confusion. You hope you won't get in trouble for breaking Foxy. You don't know how long he'll be like this, so you decide to move on. You need to reattach Bonnie's head and get back to the security office. It will only become more dangerous to be out as the night progresses, especially once Foxy reboots. Add flashlight and screwdriver to your inventory and return to the show stage. Okay, so I made the right decision because I played FNAF 2. Imagine putting the Freddy head on and he just freaking kills you anyway. And screwdriver. Okay. You climb up onto the show stage and look out, imagining an audience of boisterous kids and frazzled parents. Wait, I never actually figured out how to fix Bonnie. Okay. Staff and customers are allowed up here. The last time a kid found his way on stage during a performance, you shudder. You mean the bite of 83? That's what liability waivers are for. Where Chica usually stands, you see a metal plate. The animatronics recharge on those at night, through battery terminals on their feet. He gently placed Bonnie's head back on his body. The animatronics deserve your respect. When you think about it, you wouldn't have a job without them. They have some flaws, but they brought so much happiness to families over the years. The fact needs to be weighed against their actions. None of us are perfect. We'll make mistakes, right? Bonnie's head wobbles. You can't leave him like this. It seems you can tighten it by turning it, but which way? Left or right? Does it matter? You probably can't make him any worse. But maybe you should pop backstage and see if there are some instructions. You're just a security officer. You aren't trained in repairing the animatronics, and if you do this incorrectly, you could lose your job earlier than planned, or worse. Alright, let's screw left. You twist. You twist Bonnie's head to the left and something clicks inside. His eyes focus on you. Is he fixed? His head starts switching and his mouth opens wide. You glimpse another set of teeth deep inside his maw. Are those human teeth? He's clearly not fixed. You step back or try to, but his right hand holds onto your jacket. You tug at it, but there's no breaking his grip. No! You cry. I'm here to help. I'm trying to help you. You manage to slip on. Oh, it could be, yeah. I'm trying to help you. You manage to slip out of your jacket and stumble backwards, but you fall on the back of your head slams against the stage floor. Bright lights flash in your eyes and you black out. When you come to a moment later, Bonnie is holding your head between his oversized hands. He stares at you with unblinking red eyes, mouth jittering open and up closed. Please don't, you whisper. I have a daughter. He turns your head hard to the left with a sickening crunch. Game over. Okay, let's screw his head to the right. You twist Bonnie's head to... Why would he care which way you twist your head? I mean, I guess he did that in Hub 1, right? You twist Bonnie's head to the right, something clicks inside. His eyelids blink once as the head comes back online. It seems you've done the trick, but there are 3 small holes around the base of his neck to secure the head. This is probably why Bonnie's head fell off in the first place. As he dances and strums his guitar... His signature red bass guitar. Yeah, the red eyes from the movie. The screws vibrated and eventually fell out, and then off with his head. You look around the stage and find 2 silver screws, but no matter how much you search, you can't find the third one. 2 will have to do for now. The best you can do is let maintenance know and they can hunt down another screw tomorrow. You insert 1 screw on each side of his neck. With them sticking out like that, Bonnie reminds you of Frankenstein's monster. That's no good. You'll have to tighten them or his head will tumble off again. A job half-assed will never last, as your father used to say. He was a perfectionist, and nothing you did was ever good enough. You vowed you would never treat your own child that way, and so far you haven't with Papelia. The sooner you fix Bonnie, the sooner you can go back to the security office, the better your chances of getting home to her in the morning. If you tighten the screws with your fingers, touch here. If you have a screwdriver, use it. I'm using a screwdriver. The screwdriver makes quick work of tightening Bonnie's loose screws. The head feels as sturdy as it has ever been. Maybe you missed a calling in repair work. The only thing you enjoy as much as keeping order and protecting people is fixing things. After your last day here, you can start looking into other positions. It might be nice to do something that lets you work with your hands more. It would be fun to make toys. Nothing that moves like the animatronics at Freddy's, just simple toys for simple joys. Now that Bonnie is functional again, you feel oddly exposed up on the stage, especially with Chica out there somewhere. You also have to assume Foxy is out and about right now. It's a good idea to go back to the security office and hope nothing else breaks tonight. Turn to the security office, touch here. You return to the security office and slump into your seat. This job is finally getting to you, but you can't let it get the best of you. You just need a moment to catch your breath. You close your eyes and breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. A sound startles you awake. Oh no, you've fallen asleep on the job. After all the times you warned night watchmen, always stayed vigilant, and faithfully reported those who shirked their responsibility and dozed through a shift, you're embarrassed and annoyed at yourself. It's just that you're having trouble adjusting to the later hours and dealing with the animatronics is wearing you out. You can beat yourself up later. Something woke you, a sound. Or wait, was it two sounds? You're still disoriented from your unintentional nap, but you think you heard footsteps approaching the door on the left and someone groaning from the right. You could have dreamed them up, or you could be in imminent danger. You only have enough time to act on one potential threat. Your clock reads 5:55 a.m., so you only have to survive the next 5 minutes. I think I'm gonna close the left door. Damn it! Okay, I thought my logic was the left door in the animatronic, the right door might be Golden Freddy, but no. I guess the groaning meant Chico was closer. You leap from your chair and close the left door. The footsteps keep approaching, but the animatronic won't be able to get in. You flip on the right hall light and see the distinctive shape. Flip on the hall light and see the distinctive shape of rabbit ears pass by the office window. After everything I did for you, Bonnie? Oh wait, Bonnie might not attack me, because I just helped him. Then you remember the other sound you might have heard. You turn it and are relieved that no one is standing at the left door. Someone groans right into your ear. Oh god. Chica jumps at you from your right and screams in your face. You stumble away and fall against the desk. How? She must have snuck in from the east hall while you were closing the door on the left. You shove the office chair between you and the enraged animatronic. It's futile, but you aren't going down without a fight. Your chest tightens. Pain shoots up and down your left arm. He has a heart attack? You clutch a hand over your heart. Your body just couldn't take one more shock tonight. Blackness creeps in around the edge of your vision. You collapse to the floor and fall on your face. As you gasp your last breaths, you roll over and look up. Chica looms over you. Your final thought is, a chicken with teeth, that's so messed up. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, I'm back where I was. Close the right door. Okay, I closed the right door. I'm trusting Bonnie this time. If someone is close enough for you to hear them groan, then they're too close. You leap for the door on your right and slap your finger against the button. You catch a flash of yellow before the door slams shut. Looks like you were just in time. You flick on the hall light and Chica stares in maniacally at you, beaked mouth wide open. You turn off the light. You can take your cluck and get lost, you say. I've had enough for one night. But it seems you haven't. The footsteps keep approaching on your left, and Bonnie is standing there. It's too late to close the door now. You brace yourself for the attack. But Bonnie doesn't make a move. He just stares at you. You stare back at him. What is he waiting for? You break eye contact for a moment and see the clock on the desk flip over from 5:59 to 6 a.m. Bonnie turns and walks away, back toward the show stage. At the door on the right, Chica does the same. Did Bonnie just let you live? Was that a thank you for restoring his head? Or maybe you just got lucky. Either way, you survived another night and it's time to go home. Nice. Okay. As soon as you get home, you rush to your daughter's room and check on her. She's sleeping with her left leg sticking out from under the covers and a pillow over her face. You must have spaced out for a minute because the next thing you know, she screams and throws the pillow at your head. You catch it and hold it to your chest. What? What's wrong? You say. Why were you standing there staring at me? She says. I was about to wake you for school. I'm sorry, it's been a weird night. She pushes her hair back from her face. It's okay, it was just kind of creepy. When I first woke up, I must have still been dreaming. You look like that Fredbear thing from your job. You mean Freddy Fazbear? Whatever, he weirds me out. They all do. She's never gotten over the time you brought her to work to meet the animatronics when she was 7 and they made her cry so hard she'd throw up her pizza and cake. She had nightmares for at least a week after. Never mind, it's just me, your loving Dad Bear. You open your arms for a hug. She squints at you. Please never say Dad Bear again. You feel bad about scaring her and ruining her morning. You don't want her to have bad memories of you like that. Gifts always make her feel away. If you give her the coin, touch here. If you keep the coin, touch here. What coin? I'm gonna keep the coin. Okay. Night 3. Oh boy. Alright, it's getting worse. I'm not sure what coin that was, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to finish the book in one stream. How long's it been? I can't see. It's only been an hour. Okay, I can probably keep going then. So night 3, you feel well rested. I guess the time doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't need the time thing because it doesn't keep track of that. It just says it at the start. Still van. You feel well rested and excited about going to work, just like you used to, until you step inside that dark and dreary security office. Somehow, all your enthusiasm deflates and you feel exhausted, as if you hadn't slept for 8 hours. As if you have always been in the office and you will always be in this office. You settle into the seat and sigh, feeling like you've aged 5 years in the 5 seconds it took you to come in and sit down. Maybe Bonnie won't attack me? Yep, that coin is what I'm thinking. Wait, no, I give her a token. Why would she want a token? I'm actually very confused about that. I'm curious if helping the animatronics one by one will make them less hostile to me later. It must be this midnight shift. Working as night watchman, you lose touch with all the good parts of the job that motivate you each day. There are no coworkers to catch up with. You don't see the smiling kids' faces or their happy laughter. And you don't get to see the animatronics the way they're meant to be seen, as entertainers instead of vengeful stalkers. When you go outside into the sunlight, your memories of the night before seem to dull and fade. When you are safe at home talking with Copelia, you question everything that happened, and you come to the same conclusion. You imagined it. It wasn't that bad. After all, you're alive. If the animatronics were really alive and hunting you, what would be your chances of survival in one night? 2? 5? Really darn slim. Maybe these lapses in memory are some survival mechanism. How can you go home to your daughter each morning and live a normal life knowing such horrors exist in the world? How could you leave her each night and come back to work here knowing you might not ever see her again, only if you forget? You also have a job to do. You've always been the responsible one, even as a kid. No one had to ask you to do your homework for watching TV and riding your bike. You were and still are what they call an overachiever. And yet, you ended up working security at Freddy's. So many people don't understand that. You tell them. Some things are more important than a fancy job and a big paycheck. I love those animatronics, and I make a difference when I go to work each day. Do you still believe that? Did you ever? You sit up straight and switch on the security monitor. Time to make donuts, you mutter. A child laughs behind you. You spin the chair around, look behind you. There's nothing there but lockers and shadows. Pull yourself together, Ralph. Only 3 more nights. Okay, I'm losing my voice a bit. I need to get something to drink. I'll be right back. Night 3. You begin as you always do, pushing buttons. You cycle through the camera feeds on the monitors, and everything is copacetic until you hit the party rooms. What the? You lean closer to the jittery video screen. A table and chairs have been overturned in party room 2, and there is a large dark puddle on the floor. The window in the far wall is broken. A crushed paper party hat lies in the hallway outside. Who's breaking shit? This is why we don't have more windows. Everyone always wants to schedule their parties in party room 2, because it has one of the few windows in the restaurant, but the moment you saw it, you knew it was a big security risk. Kids are always breaking it on a dare that no one has ever gotten inside before. Someone has to clean up that mess in party room 2. You put your finger on your nose. Not it, you say. You sigh. The security job has more janitorial duties than you expected. You need supplies from the closet in the west hall to mop the floor and board up the window. And you should locate the intruder before they break anything else or get themselves hurt. There's an intruder in here? If you head to the supply closet, touch here, check the west hall camera, check the supply closet camera, check cameras for intruders. See that? You cycle through each of the cameras once more, this time checking carefully. Wouldn't Freddy wake up today? Check carefully for someone who shouldn't be there. Bonnie and Chica both left the stage. Why don't you go out much, Freddy, you ask? When the camera pans away from him back, you gasped. The head is now turned and is looking into the camera. Dude, Freddy. You stay there. You swallow. Please. The curtain at Pirate Cove is only open slightly, and you see Foxy grinning from the depths. You stay there too. If the intruder is hiding in there, Foxy would never think of leaving his new plaything. Funny how you started attributing thoughts and feelings to the animatronics as if they weren't simply acting according to quirks in their programming. Anthropomorphizing, you believe it's called. You started out as a psychology major at the community college, specializing in children's psychology before you dropped out. You figure that experience helped you get the job at Freddy's, not that you use psychology much anymore unless you're trying to convince your daughter to do something she doesn't want to. Maybe you should have studied artificial intelligence instead. After checking everywhere, the only place the intruder could be in is the kitchen. There's no picture, but you hear someone banging around. If someone's in there with Chica, they'd better be hiding. Hurry to the supply closet. Touch here. You open the supply closet in the west hall and yelp when someone reaches out of the darkness. When something reaches out of the darkness. It hits you in the face and you jerk backwards. The wooden handle of a mop falls and clatters hollowly on the black and white tiled floor. You chuckle and look up at the security camera in the hall. You flash it a V sign with your fingers, then stoop to pick up the mop and return to the bucket. Gradually, your racing pulse returns to normal. You have two big jobs ahead of you in party room 2. You have to clean up that spill and broken glass and board up the window. Everything you need is right here, but you can't carry all the supplies with you. You'll have to make 2 trips, but you're not sure which task you should complete first. If you want to clean up the spill and glass, if you want to board up the window. I want to board up the window first. Your first priority is, yeah, I should keep it secure. But then again, I'll have less escape routes. Your first priority as Night Watchman is to keep Freddy Fazbear's Pizza secure and protect the animatronics, so you aren't sure how much protection they need. You'd better make sure no one else can sneak into the restaurant in the night. You pick up a hammer and swinging it around experimentally. It's no Mjolnir of Thor. You already feel a little safer. You grab a box of nails and a pile of wooden planks that are just the right size and set off for the party room. Enter party room 2. What a mess. You step into party room 2 with dread settling in your chest. There is a wide, dark pool of liquid on the floor. Couldn't the dark pool of liquid be from the intruder? Like, the animatronics killed it? Painted window on the far side of the room is gone. Broken glass is everywhere. The shards on the floor twinkle in the moonlight coming through the open window. It's kind of pretty, despite the circumstances. A cool draft from the window brings the scent of something sharp and metallic. You flip on the light and see that the puddle is red and viscous. That's a lot of tomato sauce, you think hopefully. But when you kneel to investigate more closely, you know it's blood. You gag and run to the window to throw up. The fresh air wafting inside settles your stomach. You've never noticed before how bad the place smells all the time, like greasy old pizza and sweat and sometimes... Yes. But I think it's blood too. Someone broke in. I feel like they broke in, the animatronics just beat the shit out of them. Yes, that's my theory. And now blood? Human blood? An animal must have gotten in, you say aloud. As if that would make it true. Whatever it was, it's gone, one way or another. You just have to worry about keeping anyone else out. You place a plank over the window and are about to hammer in the first nail when you hear strains of music from the dining area. It's getting louder. That's Freddy, right? Uh, listen and wait. Music of unknown origin in the middle of the night feels ominous. Right now isn't the time to move or make noise. You tiptoe to the open door of Party Room 2 and grip the handle of the hammer tightly as you listen. You've heard this song before. It's a march played on a music box or something. Okay, so it's dun 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 dun. As far as you're aware, none of the animatronics have a built-in music box, so you think you've seen one over by the prize counter. The music comes closer and closer and closer. Or. Yep, that's happening right now. Then it moves past the party room and fades. You risk a peek around the open doorway and see Freddy Fazbear walking away, microphone in hand. You choke back a gasp. This is the first time you've seen Freddy out like this, on his own. You're beginning to wonder if he'd ever step off that stage. Now you're worried about what finally drew him out. At least he's gone, for now. You board up the window quickly, straining to hear whether Freddy or any of the others are approaching. Now that the task is done, there's still all that blood to clean up. So much blood. But you've been away from the cameras for too long. Maybe you should swing by the security office first to check in. Security office? Yeah, I think that's the best choice. Freddy went toward the show stage on the west end of the dining area. So you should stick to the. Wait, what? The show stage is on the west end of the dining area? I thought it was on the north end of the dining area. This layout, man, the FNAF 1 location is so confusing. So you stick to the east side. You plan to return to the security office via the east hall. I don't know if I should check the kitchen. Uh, Continuing on to the supply closet to finish your task for the night. But as you pass the kitchen, you think again about the intruder who broke into the party room and lost a lot of blood. The only place they could be hiding is in the kitchen, since the camera is only transmitting audio. It's on your way. Maybe you should duck in there to check things out. If you stop in the kitchen, touch here. If you continue the security office, touch here. I'm probably dead if I do this, but let's check the kitchen. Oh, I didn't die. Okay, never mind. You slip into the kitchen just to make sure that no one is hiding in there, and maybe to grab a little snack. Yeah, it's north, but like, yeah, it's weird. But I thought it was like centered in the dining area. Uh, uh, so apparently the book combines the maps from FNAF 1 and at the end of the pit game, which makes it a bit confusing. Like Parson Service is now behind the stage instead of where it is in FNAF 1. And there's a bunch of rooms to the west that are sealed off, I think, which I assume are the rooms from the game from Into the Pit. Yeah, since you haven't eaten in hours, there's one of the benefit. That's one of the benefits of the video feed being out in the kitchen. No one will be the wiser. And if anybody does notice some food missing, you can always blame Chica. You hit the jackpot. There's a yellow cupcake on the metal counter with pink frosting. An unlit candle sticks out of the center. This must have been left over from a birthday party. Maybe one of the kitchen staff meant to take it home and forgot it. You poke the frosting. It hits a hard outer layer, but it's soft inside. It has a heart. As fresh as food gets around here, you lick the frosting from your finger. Delicious. Without questioning the wisdom of eating random food you find lying around, you're about to pick up the cupcake when you hear footsteps approach quickly. You better get out of sight if you want to take the cupcake with you, but it might work better as a distraction if you can light the candle to draw attention to it. If you have a lighter and you want to use it, you may do so. Let's use the lighter. Okay. You pat your pockets frantically, recalling the lighter you found earlier. There it is. You pull it out, and it takes you a few tries to get a flame going. You aren't used to heavy-duty lighters like this, and it doesn't help that you're nervous. You light the candle and then bolt around the counter to hide behind it as someone enters the kitchen. I bet it's Chica. Yeah, it is. You catch a distorted reflection of a large yellow chicken in an industrial-sized chrome refrigerator door. Imagine if the movie was like this. From that vantage point, you watch Chica approach the cupcake with interest. Something overcomes you, and you begin singing Happy Birthday softly. You're giving away your location, your only advantage, but somehow Chica keeps staring at the burning candle. When you get to the part where you hand the birthday person a name. When you get to the. Oh shit. When you get to the part where you name the birthday person, the name pops in your head. Happy birthday, dear Susie. Happy birthday to you. Chica lets out an anguished scream and smashes the cupcake with a hand. She storms out of the kitchen, wailing. Weird, you think, even for a walking animatronic. You pay your respects to the poor smashed cupcake. Chica's tantrum not only extinguished the candle's flame, did she make a wish, but also reduced the baked good to crumbs, which you're still tempted to eat. Something glints. So, yeah, we already knew Chica's name was Susie, but the cupcake wrapper. You poke through the mound of crumbs and find a gold ring. It's heavy, not like the plastic gold painted trinkets you can get from the vending machines or the price counter. How did it get here? You wonder if it belongs to the baker who made the cupcake. The ring could have slipped off a finger and into the batter. There are no inscriptions or identifying marks. It's just a plain gold wedding band. Well, you can always check with the staff tomorrow to see if anyone is missing it, and if no one claims it, it should make a nice little parting bonus for you as a souvenir for you or your daughter. Add the gold ring to your inventory and proceed to the security office. Okay. Dude, Phone Guy is having an entire character arc, and it's really sad. Okay. Back to the security office we go. You make it back to the security office without encountering any more animatronics, but you don't get comfortable. You can't stay long with that bloody mess in Party Room 2, but there's always time to sweep the cameras for trouble. Freddy is missing from the stage, but Bonnie and Chica are back up there already. Uh, Maybe. I have a lot of questions about that, actually, because the missing children's incident was 5 kids in one day, right? What are the odds it was all their birthdays? Or maybe that's why William killed them, because it would make them they would be the most tragic victims if they died on their birthday. Freddy's missing from the stage, but Bonnie and Chica are back there. Chica stains around her mouth, but the black and white video makes it hard to identify what it is. Could be frosting from the cupcake she found in the kitchen. Yeah, that must be what it is. Even Foxy is still hiding out in Pirate Cove. This night has been feeling off, and one reason is because it's the first night Freddy has gone wandering. It's possible that the other animatronics are lying low tonight to give him some room to explore. They're not afraid of him, are they? You can't pick up Freddy on any of the cameras, but you do hear his music playing in the kitchen. It's a popular spot tonight. Okay. Satisfied that you're taking only a minimal risk as long as you steer clear of Freddy's music, you stop by the supply closet for the second time tonight. You grab a mop, some cleaning products, and a bucket. Something rattles inside the bucket. You steel yourself for something traumatic, like a dismembered body part or a small dead animal, and look inside. A pink water pistol is at the bottom of the bucket. It's the kind of toy they give away at the prize counter if you turn in enough tickets. A cheap toy that probably won't work right and will cease working completely after playing with it just a few times. You know they buy these things in bulk for pennies apiece and then make several dollars profit off them. Finally, I'm armed, you think. You raise a water gun and spin around and aim at the hole outside the closet. Go ahead, make my night, punk. The hall is empty. You probably scared everyone off. You slip the water pistol into a pocket. Even though it's plastic junk, it does make you feel a little safer, which probably says something about how unsafe this whole situation really is. Add the water pistol to your inventory and tap touch here. What the heck? So something transmitted Susie's name sorry, into Ralph's mind. You hurry back to Party Room 2. clean up. The puddle on the floor has dried some, so it hardly even resembles blood anymore as you apply the mop and bleach and add some pine-scented shine to the red and blue tiles. To save yourself some time, you bring the cleaning supplies to the security office with you. The day shift can put them away. And this way everyone will know that you weren't just sitting in front of the screens tonight. You definitely put in a good night's work. Freddy's music starts up again, and it sounds like it's right outside the office. But you can't tell which door it's coming from. Yeah, laser gun would be much better. Laser tag gun. Which door it's coming from? It seems to be coming from all around you. You grab the desk clock. It's 5:59 a.m. and back up, looking from one door to the other. You hear laughter and see light flash on your left. Dun, 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 dun. Freddy's eyes and mouth are strobing white light like a demented jack-o'-lantern while the song continues playing as if there's a music box in his head. The song is almost over and you don't know what will happen then. The clock flips over to 6 a.m. and you immediately hold it out in front of you. It's 6 a.m. Freddy, go back to your stage, you shout. 6 a.m. To your surprise, the music stops and Freddy does in fact slink off. You look at the clock in your hands, a makeshift talisman that only works once a night, at a very specific time. The question is, do the animatronics have internal clocks, or could you deter them by simply changing the clock? Tap touch here. Home again. You stop in the kitchen and wash your hands vigorously under the hottest water you can stand for 2 minutes, and they still don't feel clean. This last night has left a mark on you that you don't think will ever come out. You head to your daughter's room and run into her in the hall, already dressed for school. Coppelia has bags under her eyes. You look at each other for a moment, and then she wraps you in a tight hug. Are you okay? She whispers. Her voice trembles. I'm alive, you laugh, but neither of you finds it funny. Are you okay? Why are you up so early? I didn't sleep well. The two of you walk back to the kitchen together. She holds onto your arm. Someone called last night, looking for you. Who? When? She didn't say. She called a minute after you left, hoping to catch you. Did she leave a message? She said she would, and then she hung up. There wasn't a very good connection. Huh. If it's important, she'll call back. You don't feel up to making breakfast, and Coppelia doesn't seem up to eating much, so you pour 2 bowls of sugary cereal. I'm glad you're home, she says. Me too. Can't I skip school? I want to hang out with you. You're tempted, but she needs to go to class. That's what kids do, right? Just like you have to work. I don't think so. Not today, sweetie. I need sleep. Anyway, go ahead. I just want to be around you. Staring at me while I sleep? Sounds creepy. You wink and you both laugh. This is so sad. And just like that, whatever has been haunting you lifts and memories of the awful night fade away. Tell you what, you can stay home if you tidy your room. It's getting to be a mess, and I'm done cleaning up after other people. No deal, you smirk. Thought so. So bring me any souvenirs? She asks as she ties her shoes. I did find a couple of things lying around. An image of the large bloody puddle pops into your mind. Your breakfast starts to come back up. But you swallow it down. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Dad, what's wrong? Tonight was a lot. I'll tell you about it later. Never. Here's your prize for being Daughter of the Month. You reach into your bag. So I have the choice of giving her the gold ring, Mr. Cupcake, which I don't even have, the water pistol, or just giving her a thumbs up. Let's give her a thumbs up. I don't want to lose any of my stuff. You know something off as soon as you arrive for your shift tonight. Wait, so this is the night he canonically dies. It doesn't take to figure that much out, because all the lights are on in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, like it's open for business, only it's midnight. So maybe someone forgot to switch off the lights on their way out, but it isn't as simple as that. Like the good night watchman you are, you check the security cameras before you do anything else. What you see has you both baffled and anxious. The animatronics are more active than usual, especially for this hour. They seem to be having a party in the dining area. Freddy is up on the stage singing his clockwork heart out, while Bonnie and Chica are showing off their moves on the dance floor below. Bonnie is swinging his bass guitar around, and Chica's doing the chicken dance up and down the aisles, knocking chairs over. Yep, pretty much thumbs up. Even Foxy is joining in, so you know this is big trouble. He's dancing on the tables, crushing party hats, and shredding tablecloths with his shiny metal feet. You cover your eyes. Now this is a nightmare. You don't even know how you're going to clean this up. You can't even think of janitorial duties until you shut down the party. How are you going to do that? You can't just ask them nicely to stop. They'll come right after you. With all the lights on, maybe the animatronics never switched over into night mode, and they don't know what to do without supervision or kids to entertain. You might be able to get them back on track if you just turn off the lights. But you can't walk around switching off lights either. They'll come right after you. If only there was a way to turn off all the lights at once. Other than praying for a well-timed blackout to make it easy for you, your best bet is to head to the breaker room and shut down the power to the entire restaurant. That should force their systems to reboot. But there's a big problem. The breaker room is behind the stage on the other side of the dining area. You mean exactly where it is in the end of the pit? And sneaking through there with all the lights on without alarming Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, or Foxy would be a small miracle. If you succeed at that, you're definitely going to buy a lottery ticket in the morning. Alright, so I have two choices. Head to the dining area and hope for the best, or just pace around the office and think of another way. Let's just pace around, just chill. You walk back and forth in the cramped security office. It may seem like a waste of energy to some people or an annoying habit, but pacing helps you figure out your way out of a bad situation. You think best on your feet, and moving around feels like you're doing something, even if you aren't actually going anywhere. Tonight, you feel more like a zoo animal trapped in a too small cage. The security office is the only safe place at the moment, but what happens when the animatronics decide to bring the party to you? You aren't good at parties, especially costume parties where you might end up stuffed into a suit filled with robot parts. You keep walking behind the lockers, between the lockers at the back of the office and the desk at the front, where the TV shows the animatronics wrecking the dining area. You don't know how many times you've looked at those lockers, but on your 10th or 11th trip, you notice something new. Behind the lockers, a ventilation opening near the floor. You drag the lockers away from the wall, wincing at the sound of scraping metal. Has this vent always been here? You're excited. You can use these to sneak right by the dining area and detect it if you can find your way. You crawl inside and immediately face a decision. Turn right or turn left? Let's turn right. Picturing the floor plan of the restaurant in your mind, you anticipate that turning right will be the most direct way to the northwest corner and the backstage area where the breaker room is. Yeah. Okay. Thumps of your hands and feet as you crawl through the ventilation shaft echo around you, and the thin metal vibrates with a wobbly sound. You're sure that the flimsy construction can hold your weight. You're surprised about it, and even more surprised at how spacious it is inside, less constricting than you expected. You suppose good airflow and filtration are important in public spaces, especially when notorious disease vectors like children are involved. These shafts are probably big enough for an animatronic to pass through, so someone your size has no trouble negotiating that with them. However, it's a confusing labyrinth of passages in here. You navigate by instinct, trying to move generally toward the stage, but the layout doesn't make any sense. Some branches lead to dead ends for no discernible reason, while others let out into dusty rooms you don't even recognize. It seems like this whole section of the building has been closed off over the years, or perhaps there are expansions that were abandoned for completion. Or maybe you're just hallucinating, giving into the darkness and the monotony of your imagination. Whatever the reason, you're well and truly lost. Push on and try to find your own way is my only option. Oh shit. This is a weird way ending, but the deeper you go, the more turned around you get. You realize too late that you should have tried to keep track of which turn you made. If only you had some string or breadcrumbs to help you find your way back to the security office. You crawl and crawl and crawl until you're too tired to crawl anymore. Haven't you been in here for days? The restaurant must have opened by now, but you haven't heard any people. And they must not hear you either. Tired, parched, and starving, you push away your fear of animatronics and bang and shout for someone to help you. Even an animatronic tracking you would be a welcome sight right now. At the end, you cling to the memory of your daughter. I'm sorry, Capelia. You croak through cracked and peeling lips. Management knows you must have crawled into the security office vent, yet no one ever finds and recovers your body. At least you are never forgotten. Occasionally, a customer will catch a whiff of you in the air, wrinkle their nose, and say, "What is that horrible smell? Did something die inside the walls?" Staff like to tell stories about the security guard who vanished to new employees, so they know they should never ever crawl into a vent. Long after you're gone, your cautionary tale saves many lives. What the hell? Alright. Okay, let's try going left. As soon as As soon as you choose to go down the left shaft, you start second guessing yourself. Maybe you should have turned right to head to the northwest corner of the pizza place. You almost turn back, but you figure all these passages must lead to the same place eventually. You don't handle confined spaces. Wait, I died actually. This is a death. I should probably have that. I died, but like, really? Yeah, like what? And so, you don't handle confined spaces well, but these corridors are surprisingly roomy. Much bigger than they need to be, with just endless expanses of gray metal that shift under your weight. You become sensitive to other clues about your whereabouts. One section of the vents is sticky with grease and dust, and you know you must be passing through the kitchen. You're on the right track. Up ahead, there's another junction to the left and to the right. Picturing the layout of the restaurant in your mind, you can't figure out what could be to the right. There shouldn't be anything there. At least no room or area you can access normally. Turning left should point you in the direction of the break room. Let's go right. It gets darker as you move along the right corridor. Less light from the restaurant is seeping through the cracks and vent openings. This route must be taking you farther from the breaker room, but your curiosity gets the better of you. Yeah. Now, motion trigger, breaker room. Where are you? Are you even in the restaurant anymore? Now it's basically pitch black and even more disorienting, but you push on. Finally, you reach a dead end. Literally, as you grope around for another path, your hand falls on something thin and dry, wrapped in threadbare fabric. It makes you think about the skeleton model in your high school biology classroom. This is a bone, you think. You drop it with a resounding thud, but you don't examine it any further. You don't want to know if it belonged to a human or why it's here. You're somewhat relieved that you can't see anything, but your imagination is vivid enough to provide its own interpretation of the scene. You turn around and make your way to the breaker room. You can tell. Alright. You can tell you're going the right way because you hear music and crashing sounds from the dining area. The animatronics are going to wreck the restaurant if you don't put a stop to this and tidy up before morning. You pick up the pace, but moving faster means making more noise because the metal shaft shakes violently under your weight. The music in the dining area abruptly cuts and you freeze. Did they hear you? Maybe they simply worn themselves out. If they've been operational since the pizza place closed, they haven't had a chance to recharge on the stage yet. If that's the case, all you need to do is climb out of the vent system, shut out all the lights, and somehow move the animatronics back up onto their charging platform. Could it really be that easy? Keep moving. You stick to the plan. Sometimes the animatronics are more dangerous when you can't hear them, and just because the music is stopped doesn't mean they have. You keep moving forward. You should be hitting the breaker room any minute now. Your knees hurt from crawling on them, and your hands are caked with grime. You keep having to brush cobwebs and tiny spiders from your hair and necks. You're going to take a long hot shower when you reach home. You reach another corridor branching to your right, sooner than expected. Does this go to the breaker room or somewhere else? Okay, head right. Shit. You're 75% sure that the breaker room is on your right, so you take the turn and advance slowly. You're maybe closer to 50% sure you're going in the right direction, but that certainty goes down the farther you crawl. Is it possible you've gotten so turned around that you've overshot the breaker room and are somehow headed in the opposite direction? If you didn't know any better, you'd say you were heading toward Pirate Cove because you hear Foxy singing ahead of you. You stop to turn around, but then you notice a dim glow ahead of you in the darkness. You head toward it, thinking it might be the exit to the breaker room, after all. Foxy's singing gets louder. It seems to be right in front of you, but the vent has a way of bouncing sound around in disorienting ways. Your skin raises in goosebumps, and the hairs on the back of your neck curl up. Too late. You realize that the light you're chasing is Foxy's left eye. He's in the vent with you. Foxy lifts his eye patch, and now there are two glowing eyes only 10 feet away, and coming ever closer. He makes a terrible racket as he scrabbles toward you in the metal corridor. Then he opens his mouth. The last thing you hear is this horrible human-like scream reverberating around you. GG. Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's 5 deaths. Huh? Also, one night fought 4, aren't I? Oh, let's change that. Okay. All right. I gotta get back to where I was. Vent. Left. Left. I mean, whatever. Okay, so I just tested what happens if you go through the closest vent. Oh no, sorry, not that. Yeah. If you exit, so when you don't hear them anymore, and you can exit. If you exit, then Bonnie just kills you. How does he get in the vent though? You can actually get to a sixth night, I think. All right, let's just keep moving. Listen for clues to where you are. The silence makes you nervous. You don't want to move for fear of making too much noise and being detected by the animatronics. And without their music playing in the dining hall, it's harder to orient yourself in the vents. So you wait and listen. The only sounds you can hear are your own heartbeat pounding in your ears and your shallow breathing in the confined space. But waiting pays off. The music in the dining area resumes. It seems to be coming from the corridor on the right. The music should muffle the sound of your movement in the vent, and there's a good chance all four animatronics are still partying together in the dining room. Okay, I get it. You push on, get a look ahead, and there it is, the breaker room. Unfortunately, a grate is covering the vent, and you can see the power panel on the wall, agonizingly out of reach. You're about to kick at the cover to try to pop it off, and the music abruptly stops again. You listen, but footsteps echo in the vents from all over the restaurant. The animatronics could be anywhere and everywhere. You have to shut off the lights, and fast. Try to kick off the vent, wait and hope for more music. Let's wait for more music. You hold out a little longer in the hopes that the music will resume. Your patience is rewarded when a new song begins. Not the dance music from the dining area, but Freddy Fazbear's music box rendition of a classical piece. Closer than the dining area and coming closer still. You fight the urge to hide in the vent, not trusting an animatronic to sneak up behind you while you're preoccupied worrying about Freddy. Freddy is still some distance off, so you kick at the metal vent cover until it finally pops free and clatters to the floor. The music is louder now, and the tune is almost over. You don't want to find out what will happen when it ends. Crawl into the breaker room. This room is unfriendly to human life. Exposed power. This room is unfriendly to human life is such a crazy thing to say. Exposed power conduits run along the ceiling and power cables, and wires dangle down the walls and from the ceiling. You don't want to touch any of them. The air around you buzzes with electricity, and it's at least 20 degrees warmer in here than anywhere else in the restaurant. It would be really easy for a fire to start in here, you think. No one would ever question it. Sweat drips down your forehead and back as you study the power control panel. There are 5 round buttons, like elevator buttons, faintly growing green. Green is good. That means they're on. You should be able to just push them to turn off power to each area of the restaurant, but you don't know whether you need to press them in a certain order or risk shorting out the entire system. Increasingly verbose? What do you mean? All your life, you've gotten used to not pushing buttons, especially when you don't know what they do. But it seems like that's your official job lately. Well, this is what you came here for, so you better do something. If you push the buttons one at a time from left to right, touch here. If you push all the buttons at the same time, touch here. If you try to figure out a sequence to push buttons in, touch here. Oh. Nothing. Oh, okay. Well, shit. It's in the death. Because nothing is as it seems at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. There must be a trick to this. Or this is all a trick. You stare at the glowing buttons on the control panel. The metal around them is scratched. The faint lines could be numbers telling you what order to press the buttons. You rub your eyes. The place is getting to you. You look for other clues. There's a faded poster of Bonnie on the back of the door. The intended way to enter and leave the room. You could be significant. That could be significant. Why would someone put a mascot poster in here? Only staff would ever come to the breaker room. In big bright letters, the poster reads "Party Time," but the word "time" is scratched out. You've played enough point-and-click adventure games to realize this might be a hint. You need to press the buttons to shut down the partying. Wait, there are 5 buttons and 5 letters in the word party. What if each button is 1 letter and you need to press them in alphabetical order? So the second button will be first because it's P. You press it and the light changes from green to red. Now A is next. You push the first button. You're so certain you're onto something, you miss Freddy entering the room to shut you down. Game over. Shit. Okay, let's try left to right then. Okay, let's not overthink this, you think. Or maybe you should overthink it. This place has been making you question everything and second guess yourself at almost every step, but sometimes you need to follow your instincts and the common sense. That's why they hired you, isn't it? Isn't it? In all your years, in all your years with Fazbear Entertainment, they haven't exactly had people lining up to fill positions, and it's been harder and harder to hire new staff thanks to negative news coverage of a few isolated incidents. You were so proud when they hired you. It is pretty similar. You were so proud when they hired you for security, but what if you were the only candidate? Well, you've proven your valuable time and value time and time again. Tonight is no different. You're going to leave Freddy's with a spotless record and a glowing recommendation, so you'll have your pick of opportunities, a job that will give you more time to spend with Coppelia, and a lower chance of suffering serious harm, disability, or death on the job. You quickly press each button on the panel in sequence. They grow crimson and a soft hum indicates power shutting off around the restaurant. Then, one by one, the buttons turn green again as the system resets. You quietly crack open the door to peek in the dining area. The main lights are now out. If you sneak through the dark restaurant to the security office, touch here. If you take the vents back, touch here. I'm gonna sneak through. Fuck. Sorry. Damn it, I didn't want to go back in the vents because there were like a million animatronics in there, but I guess I was wrong. You sneak into the dark dining area. You successfully stop the animatronics before they did any real damage. The morning crew shouldn't have any trouble straightening the askew tables and righting all the chairs. They'll be curious about what happened, and they'll probably blame you, but this whole incident will be in your report. Not that anyone ever reads your reports or believes what you wrote. The home office doesn't like paper trails, so they'll probably filing your paperwork right into the trash can. Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica have returned to the stage and are recharging on their platforms, as you expected. Switching off the lights triggered their night mode. Their internal clocks are probably all confused now, and they're likely to be on low on power tomorrow. Foxy, Bonnie, and Chica were in the, and Freddy were in the, all 4 of them were in the vents. But even if they freeze up on stage, it'll be far from the worst thing that's happened during a performance, by a long shot. You have nearly reached the security office and are feeling good, but the night's work when you hear heavy footsteps running behind you, the clank of bare metal feet against the tile floor. You break into a run without even looking behind you. Though you never see what hits you, it has to be Foxy. Since he's been taken out of the limelight, he responds differently to darkness, and this is how he likes to party. Game over. Okay, I'm gonna try the night again. Alright, use events. Go left. Go left. Keep moving. Listen for clues. Hope for more music. Crawl in a breaker room. Push the buttons left to right. Okay, take the vents back to the security office. It should be faster to take a more direct route back to the security office. Oh, wait, so I didn't die. Well, doesn't he die in night 4? Okay, so I already broke. Wait, unless he wasn't recording them on the corresponding. Well, it'll be faster to take a more direct route back to the security office, but strangely enough, you feel more comfortable in the ventilation shaft. It's the only way to travel. The trip doesn't take you as long as you thought it would, since you know the way now. Once you thought you heard something scraping and clanking and thumping in the vents, but it was pretty far away, off near Pirate's Cove. It's almost 6 a.m., Foxy, you call it softly. Well, you doubt he heard you, or would listen if he did. For some reason, he does not come after you. When you crawl out of the vent into the security office, you see the clock reads 5:57 a.m. It's close to quitting time. Wait for 6 a.m. and head home. When you get home, you head straight. Yeah, he gets stuffed in his suit. But it's Golden Freddy that kills him. I haven't found him yet. And I think that ending is in this book, allegedly, so I am now in a non-canon. I might be in a non-canon timeline right now. When you get home, you head straight for your daughter's room, but she isn't there. Shaking with fear, you call out for her and search the house. Capelia, Capelia. In here, her voice is muffled, but it sounds like it's coming from your bedroom. You rush upstairs and find her sitting on your messy bed in her pajamas. Pal! You rush to her side and grab her in a tight embrace. Ow, what's wrong? I was worried when you weren't in your room. What are you doing in here? She yawns. I missed you, Daddy. I miss you too, kiddo. Any reason? Because you weren't here, duh. You roll your eyes. You lie next to her and stare up at the ceiling while she snuggles against you. This is nice, you think. Capilia used to do this all the time when she was little, but you know these days are numbered. Eventually, probably sooner than you like, she won't even want to talk to you. You'll miss all those sleepless nights with her tossing and turning, sticking her feet in your face, lying on your arm until it's numb. So you'd better enjoy it while you can. Next thing you know, Capilia is kissing you goodbye on the cheek. She is dressed for school and holding a Pop-Tart in one hand. Her backpack in the other. I'm leaving, she says. Daddy, can you stay home from work tonight? I can't, you mumble, already falling back to sleep. Just one last night. Alright, maybe this is the night he dies and the recordings are just offset. Like he recorded night 4's recording on night 5. We'll see. You start your last shift ever at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza with mixed emotions. This has been a killer week, but you handled everything well. And the events of the last 4 nights have reminded you that you're still very good at your job. The animatronics require, no, they deserve caretakers who appreciate them and understand them, and you've always been that. And yet, you can certainly do without the high stress and anxiety that you might not survive until morning. Your daughter needs someone to take care of her too. The night watchman can always be replaced, but she only has one dad. Okay, technically fathers can be replaced, but there's definitely only one Copelia, and you'd like to be in her life as she grows up. That's what all this is for, so you better get a job with a lower mortality rate and a better work-life balance. For some reason, you've had a hard time remembering each night after you go home, until you come back to work the next day. Like it says in your employee handbook, what happens at Freddy's stays at Freddy's, unless there's major coverage in the paper and nightly news. One of the drawbacks of working the late shift is there are no coworkers to see you off on your last night. You always thought if you left this job, the company would throw you a big going-away party celebrating your many years of service. Then again, considering what happens at Freddy Fazbear's pizza parties, you're probably better off not drawing too much attention to yourself. As sweet as it is to hear Freddy sing, for he's a jolly good fellow to you. Actually, it turns out the restaurant didn't even open today. You don't know why. Maybe it was because the dining area was such a mess, you think guiltily. That doesn't affect your shift, though, except who knows what the animatronics have been up to all day on their own. Which reminds you about the job you have to do. This is no time. Something like that, yeah. Where did I end up? Oh, okay. There's no time to fall asleep at the wheel. You switch on the monitor and check out the show stage camera. Your scat isn't even warm. Your one letter. Your seat isn't even warm yet before you jump from it in surprise. The stage is empty. It's just another midnight. It's just after midnight. The animatronics are way ahead of schedule. They could be restless after being alone all day. Hopefully they aren't upset about their party last night being interrupted. They might be out seeking revenge. Or could they be angry that you're leaving? You've been part of the Fazbear family trademark for so long, perhaps they don't want you to go. Or they don't want you to get away. You laugh at these ridiculous notions as you punch buttons to check each camera. You've definitely been working here too long if you think the animatronics have a vendetta. They can only respond to external stimuli according to their programming, like recharging when the lights go out, or restoring wandering exoskeletons to their suits where they belong. Ha, ha, ha. You find the animatronics immediately. Bonnie is at the far end of the West Hall, heading down toward the security office. Freddy is in the dining area. Making his way down the aisle toward the security office. Foxy is halfway through the curtains of Pirate Cove, also probably on his way to the security office. Who told them you're leaving? How did they know? You swallow your panic and keep looking around. Chica. Where's Chica? The kitchen camera is dark as usual, but you don't hear anyone in there. Chica could be anywhere. You glance over at the open door to your right. She could be anywhere. If you close the left door, touch here. If you close the right door, touch here. If you listen to the kitchen feed a little longer, touch here. If you check the vents behind you. I'm checking the vents behind me. And I shouldn't have done that. Now that you know the vent is there, you hate feeling having an open access point behind your back. You'll feel much better knowing that it's secured. So you scramble to the rear wall of the security office and crouch down in front of the low rectangular opening. It's dark. You sigh and get down on your hands and knees so you can poke your head into the vent. You look to your right and squint, but you can't see into the depths of the shaft. You also don't hear anything but the soft whoosh of circulating air. It seems safe enough. Maybe the animatronics don't know about this path to the office. You retreat from the space and climb to your feet, dusting off your hands and pants. You turn around and your blood turns to ice. Bonnie stands at the left door and Chica is at the right. They look at each other, then slowly turn their heads to focus on you. You drop to the ground and try to escape into the vent, but strong hands grab your legs and yank you backward. Bonnie and Chica pull your legs in opposite directions, like when you and your daughter break the turkey wishbone at Thanksgiving. I wish, snap. Game over. Okay. Well, I think I know where Chica was. If we go back to, start the night over. Close the right door. I think I'm right. Okay. So Bonnie is at the end of the hall. He's not there yet. Freddy is on the way. And Foxy's getting ready to run. But Chica is probably at the door. That's probably the problem. In the pit of your stomach, you feel certain that Chica is about to breach the security office, so you shut the door on your right. Just in time, someone bangs on the reinforced steel from the other side. "'Tis some visitor," you mutter, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. You flip on the hall light and see the distinctive shape of Chica. She keeps pounding on the door and shrieks. "Quoth the chicken nevermore," you laugh shakily. You often crack jokes when you're nervous, but this close call has got your pulse going. At least you know where all the animatronics are now, or where they were a few minutes ago. A lot could have changed already. Last you checked, Bonnie was on his way down the west hall to mess up your night, but you don't hear him now, he could still be lurking nearby, or maybe he's lost interest in you. Check the cameras. You pull up the camera for the west hall to check. Check on Bonnie's progress, but he isn't. This is really hard to keep track of. He isn't your main concern anymore because Foxy is racing toward the security office. You jump up to close. You jump up to close the left door to block Foxy, but his footsteps are loud and fast in the hall. You could reach the door before you can shut it. Act fast. If you have a water pistol, you may use it. All you have is a defensive water pistol, so you draw it and take a defensive stance, just like you practice in the mirror after watching the Lethal Weapon movies. This child's toy is far from lethal, but it makes you feel better, and you hope that Foxy doesn't recognize that it's harmless. Foxy bursts into the office and wastes no time rushing at you. Even though you knew he was coming, his sudden aggressive appearance startles you, and you reflexively fire your gun at his chest. Water squirts from the pistol into a tear in Foxy's mascot suit that exposes the endoskeleton within. Shockingly, the water sizzles and sparks shoot out of the chest cavity. Foxy jerks and shudders to a stop, his hook and exposed metal hand just inches from your neck. This acrid smell of cooked electronics reaches your nostrils. The light in Foxy's eyes dies, and for a moment, regret overwhelms you. You wish it hadn't come to this. He's down for the count for now, but there's no time for eulogy. You brush past him and hurry back to the security office. You punch the button to close the ventilation cover, and the metal grate kerthunks into place. Not a moment too soon, something is moving around inside the ventilation shaft, but now you hear strains of classical music. You sigh. Freddy Fazbear is on his way. Check the monitors to find Freddy. You're an old pro at pushing buttons. You cycle through every camera in the restaurant at a record pace, looking for any sign of the restaurant's star mascot. It only takes you a quick glance to dismiss each location until you get to the East Hall corner. Freddy is standing there, and he's looking straight at the camera. His expression looks the same as ever, but somehow even more sinister. So he's in camera 4B. His music continues playing, and this time you recognize it. You've been listening to classical music stations on your drives to and from work for the past few days, hoping it will come up. When it did, a sudden panic forced you to pull over to the side of the road until the song ended. The DJ identified it as the song from the opera Carmen, about a bullfighter. An interesting choice. Is that how Freddy sees himself, or is it a challenge to the listener to stand up and fight? You choose to fight. In this instance, it means locking your eyes on that monitor and watching Freddy. As long as you're looking at him and his song is playing, you don't think he will attack. It's a long night watching Freddy, hoping that no one will sneak in through the vent and get you while you're preoccupied and essentially helpless. If the other animatronics are still waiting and lurking, they leave you alone. It's just you and Freddy. Your whole world is that small rectangular screen with the grainy image of a murderous animatronic bear in a top hat. You blink as little as possible, but your ears are burning and blurring with tears. It seems each time you do, the posters on the wall change. One moment, there's a list of restaurant rules behind Freddy. The next, it's a newspaper page showing a headline about missing children. Oh, so that newspaper really does change. You want to read it, but you know the moment you shift your focus to anything other than Freddy, you'll be lost. But he keeps trying. You know it has to be Freddy's doing. Whether he's somehow changing what's on the walls, or merely your perception of them. Blink. Now you're looking at sad, scary children drawings that make you feel simultaneously vulnerable and malevolent, as if you are both victim and perpetrator of some horrible crimes. This isn't who you truly are, it's this place. You feel like losing. Wait, what? You feel like you're losing your mind. Freddy keeps trying to shake your attention. Now he seems to be shifting his position around the room, but it could just as easily be a camera glitch that makes him appear to teleport to different places. If you can do that, you fear he will somehow teleport into the security office, bypassing the closed doors. You dare not look away from the screen, but it must be nearly 6 a.m. The night is almost at an end, and you're still alive. But your eyes are weary from staring at the screen. You worry you will never lose the image of Freddy. Perhaps it has burned onto your retinas, burned into your very soul. Just as you're sure a new day is dawning, you experience vertigo and have the sensation that you're disconnecting from your body, from reality. You black out for a moment. When you come to, you are in the west corner of the restaurant, staring up at the security camera. What? You feel heavier, somehow, but also bigger and stronger and colder. You want to look down at your hands to make sure you still have all your fingers and that they're not covered in brown fur. And you still have organic bones and a metal endoskeleton. But what if you look away from the camera and are stuck in this body forever? I'm just hallucinating, you think. This isn't real. I must be hallucinating, and this is real. I might be hallucinating, and this is real. When 6 a.m. rolls around, your shift is over and you head home, feeling both liberated from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and as if you'll never really escape it. So much of your identity is caught up in that restaurant, it can't be that easy to let go. You enter your house and look for Capelia. She must still be asleep, so you go to her room to wake her up. The door creeps open, and a lump under the bed cover moves. Her head pops out, hair a tangled mess as usual. She yawns big. Just as she is opening her eyes, you wonder if she'll like the new you. Game over? Wait, what? Wait, what killed me? So, Freddy switched bodies with me? What? Uh... Okay. So I'm basically dead if I even look at Freddy in the monitors. I'm so confused. What happened? Wait, how do I do this differently then? Okay, right door. Sorry, right door. Close the left door. Let's try that. You leap towards the button beside the left door and slam your palm against it hard, as if more force will make it close faster. As soon as the reinforced barricade falls into place, you hear a frustrated scream and heavy fists against the metal. The door shakes in the frame and vibrates with each impact, but it holds. You got to that in the nick of time, but movement is in the corner of your eye makes you think you still weren't quick enough. Bonnie's face appears in the vent. He tilts his head from side to side and stares at you. Wait, what? You're surrounded with no way out and little hope of surviving until morning. If you have a flashlight, you may use it. You pull out your flashlight and hold it in front of you with both hands. You press the button to turn it on, and a bright beam of white light cuts through the darkness. You shine it directly into Bonnie's face. He flinches and pulls back. His eyes blink one at a time, left then right, left then right. It's creepy. His servos whir, and his jaw stutters open and close, but he can't seem to move. You switch off the flashlight, and his eyes roll a few times before he recovers. He opens his mouth and screams. The cry is cut off as you turn the flashlight back on again. It makes a horrible, gasping sound that repeats over and over again like a stuck record. Okay, you breathe. Your hands shake a bit, and the beam wavers, but you hold it on Bonnie's eyes. The light must be causing an overload in his photoreceptors. The animatronics are all programmed to respond to the light levels, so they're in performance mode during the day when the fluorescent lights are on in the restaurant. When it's dark, they recharge and roam. The bright light is confusing Bonnie, so he doesn't know what to do next. For how long? You hold the light and eye the clock. You just have to make it until morning. The light flickers and dims until you whack the slide of it with a palm. You wish you'd installed better. You wish you'd installed fresh batteries. Wait out the end of your shift and you can hardly believe it when the clock beside the security monitor clicks over to 6 a.m. You've survived your fifth and final night at Freddy's. Now that the moment is finally here, you appreciate how much danger you're truly in, but by making all the right decisions along the way, you survived one of the toughest challenges of your life. You open the doors to the security office with a measure of apprehension, worrying even now that there's a twist or that someone is pulling a prank on you. The doors are pretty beat up. You walk slowly through Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, taking it all in for the last time. The place is a little messy, but that isn't your problem anymore. Not my circus, not my animatronics, you say. You take a moment to look up at Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica on their stage. You can't help but feel bittersweet about leaving. Sure, they tried to kill you, and they've given you nightmares for the rest of your life, but they probably have their reasons for it. They've clearly been through a lot themselves. No hard feelings. You jump as the animatronics whir and run through their end of performance sequence, taking a bow, saying goodbye. You back up. You're not supposed to be doing that. Freddy turns his head to look at you. It's time to go. Yeah, I think that's just an expression. The circus thing. As you walk through the door and take your first steps into an uncertain future, you think you should feel lighter. You made it. You never have to come back here again, but something is still weighing on you. You feel like you might have some unfinished business here. You don't like to leave a job undone, and deep inside, you feel like you're abandoning your post. No one understands or cares about the animatronics more than you do. What will happen to them when you're not there to look after them? What will they be able to get away with? And you still don't have another job lined up, even with Fazbear Entertainment's famously modest wage increases year after year. You still make more than minimum wage. What kind of work are you going to find out there? Copelia is depending on you to keep a roof over her head and food on the table, and to keep the monsters away. That's true. Both real and imagined. You wonder if you're truly done with these animatronics and if they're truly done with you. You have the sense that Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy can carry a grudge for a long time. What could they hold against you? The worst thing I've done is lived, you say. That might be enough. You can think about it later. Right now, you can wait to get home to your daughter. You're looking forward to getting a good night's sleep. The end. Okay, so I got a good ending. Okay, let's go back to night 5. See if I can do anything different this time. Okay, close the right door. If I check the vents, I die. Even if I close the right door. This is very, very weird. Okay. I can't even, I can't reconcile this. Hold on. Okay, night 5. I'm gonna close the right door. It's the only choice I have there. If I check the vent, I die. Right? Yeah, but didn't I just close the left door? That's weird. Okay, whatever. I mean the right door, but Chica still kills me there. So right door. Close the left door. Close the vent. But that doesn't work. I can't close the vent. Wait, huh? There's weird stuff going on right now. Okay, hold on. Okay. Right, left, defend yourself. Oh, I can defend myself. You refuse to go down without a fight. You have been dealing with these animatronics for long nights, surviving by the skin of your teeth. And you are so tired. Tired of being hunted and terrified while you're just trying to do your job, trying to keep them safe. Protecting Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy is the prime directive for every... You understand? Okay, so I got an ending where he lives. But there's a night 6 according to the table of contents, and I didn't reach it, so I'm trying to find it. But I keep getting dead ends. But I think I found a path that might get me to night 6. But you've already resigned. This is your last shift. From now on, your number one priority is keeping your daughter safe. As Bonnie begins to emerge from the vent, you scream. That was Golden Freddy, I think. As I think Golden Freddy kills you is one of the deaths in Night 4, and it's the canon one. But as Bond, and then the girl was sleeping in my bed, I think, right? His daughter. So she basically wakes up and he never comes home, I think. But we'll find out what night he dies in a sec. As Bonnie begins to emerge from the vent, you scream in front of him. Bonnie hesitates and looks up at you, his purple eyes wide and mouth slack. When you reach him, you pull back your right leg and kick him in the side of the head as hard as you can. To your astonishment, Bonnie's head flies off. It hits a locker with a crash and bounces and rolls under the desk. Wow, you say. Someone must have done a bad job of attaching that. Bonnie's body twitches, crawls forward a few steps, and collapses. Electricity arcs from the torn wires dangling from the neck. You did it. You're safe. But not for much longer. You hear classical music coming from the security office. Freddy. You try to call the police. Trapped by the security office, you've never felt less safe at Freddy's than you do now. The animatronics are unusually aggressive and relentless. If they keep beating on those doors, it's only a matter of time before they give. The only tool at your disposal is the phone on the desk. If you pick up the handset and try to dial 911, you try to do that, but you can't get an outside line. You never did learn the access code that would allow you to call out. But that doesn't mean you're completely helpless. You start dialing the extensions of the other phones around the restaurant. Dining area, kitchen, backstage. On the security cameras, you pick up the ringing, and immediately the banging ceases as the animatronics are lured away. Oh, smart. What's the context of "it's me" in his case? Shouldn't that be directed to Michael? It's true. Well, we don't know. Okay, there's something I want to say, but we haven't gotten to that part yet. There's one thing I had spoiled for me. One paragraph from this book that I haven't found yet. They'll be back, probably soon. You hope if you keep this up, you can keep them busy chasing the ringing away from the office. You notice the red light blinking on the phone. That wasn't there earlier, you're pretty sure. It could be... True. It could be an automated announcement for management. They try to avoid direct conversations whenever possible. Or maybe someone has sent you a message. You dial into the voicemail system. It prompts you for a 4-digit code. Let's enter 1983. Four digits. Could be a year, you think. You can't remember... Wait, holy shit. Wait, this is actually cool. Wait. 4 digits. Could be a year, you think. You can't remember what year the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opened or its predecessors. Fredbear's Family Diner, or his predecessor, Fredbear's Family Diner, but 1 year does stick out. It was known as the Big Bite. Until it happened again 4 years later, kind of like how World War II was just the Great War until another one came along. Okay, so there are 2 bites. It's no bullshit confusion about that. Speaking of tragedies, that could have been avoided. You punch in the numbers 1983 and the phone line... He does, but he also knows 1983 apparently. Wait. You punch in the number... Oh, this is... Okay, so this is crazy. You punch the numbers and the phone line crackles. Then you hear a sobbing child. That's definitely a little boy crying on the other end of the line. He's shouting, "No, let me go." You lean forward. "Hello? Hello? Hello? Are you there? Talk to me, kid." No, please, I don't want to. Your skin prickles. You realize you're listening to a recording. You can't help anyone. Give you a closer look, another voice says, his voice mean and hard. You hear children's laughter and bubbly pop music, one of Fredbear's original hits. The secret ingredient is you, which you haven't heard in years. Hey, stop that. Put him down, a man shouts. Get back from the stage. Do not touch the bear. People start shouting and screaming. The music plays on. The boy cries on until crunch. You hang up the phone, but you can still hear a child crying. You twist around in your seat and see crunch. The end. I'm gonna do +1 because I technically beat the game, but okay. So he just heard the bite of 83, which is insane. Uh, yeah, that's crazy, and also I have to restart the night now, so I gotta find the way. It was right door, the vent. No, not the vent. Defend yourself. That's what it was. Call the police. 1987. Oh shit. Okay. Wait. This is the confirmation. Wait. This is the confirmation. 4 digits could be a year. You think you can't remember what year the Freddy Fazbear's owned Freddy Fazbear's Family Diner, but the 1 year does stick out. Who could forget the so-called bite of 87? Yes, that is. You shudder. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe. You punch in the numbers 1987, and there's a long pause before. It's kind of cool. There's a long pause before you hear two garbled words slowed down. Endoxap Sauron. It's incorrect password backwards, I think. It takes you a moment to understand that it's an incorrect password in reverse. The voicemail system is glitching out. You try typing the numbers again, or should you enter in 7891 instead of to get it back to normal? This time you hear a series of clicks and the whir of a tape deck being rewound. Then a voice speaks. It sounds familiar. Then you recognize it as your own voice. You're listening to a recording you made some time ago for new employees. Someone has edited it. Hey, good job. Night 5. Nope, it's this. Hey, keep a close eye on things tonight, okay? We don't have a replacement for your shift yet, but we're working on it. Well, just get through one more night. Hang in there. Good night. Thanks for the words of encouragement past me. You wish you could leave a recording for that guy. Keep dialing to the end of your shift and okay, so that also beats the game. But I uh it is the FNAF 2 night my 5 recording, you're right. But I still haven't gotten okay, so if we go back to the phone call, something weird happened. Defend yourself. Call the police. I can hang up and wait till the end of my shift, which still wins the game. Which is weird, but then there's another thing that can happen, and I don't understand this one. Okay. If you call the police and then you just put in random. Wait, holy shit, there's a massive board here. Wait. Wait, but I don't know how I got there. Wait, what's going on? I can't keep track of this. Okay. So if I call the police, what I'm trying to say is and I pick the one other option, which is just random different combinations, then I get you punch in the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and the recording voice says incorrect passcode. You didn't expect it would be a combination an idiot would have on their luggage, but you never know. Next, you try 0, 0, 0, then 1, 1, 1. No dice. You might as well be rolling dice since there are 10,000 possible combinations. And the chance of you happening across the correct one for your shift ends are slim. You shrug. It's not like you have anything better to do, and it's a fine way to kill time. In frustration, you start typing numbers randomly. Amazingly, one of these attempts works. Voicemail. You have one new message. Press 1 to play. Unfortunately, you were so engrossed in trying out different combinations, you forgot to continue calling around the restaurant. Something grabs you and pulls you backward, kicking and screaming towards the vent. So it's Bonnie. Phone handset clatters to the floor. A tinny voice comes out of the speaker. You don't know me, but this is really important. Freddy and the others will. You'll never know who left the message or what was so important, but you're also not in much of a position to care anymore. Game over. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's that about, though. Uh, I just saw something pretty huge, and I don't know how I got to it. How you get to that path? Okay. So there's a ticket somewhere. There's one other option on the phone, but sorry, I'm cycling through the book. Yeah, if I check the cameras, I get into the infinite loop with Freddy. So let's do the phone call, the police. And then if you have a ticket, I don't know where you get a ticket from, but if you have a ticket, then something really crazy happens. That's what she said. Okay. You reach deep down in your pocket and fish out the prize ticket you found. Okay, spoilers. But how did I get that? Okay, well, whatever. I already beat the game, so I can read this. Now that you look at it in better light, you're not positive that those dark stains are from food at all. You check the back of it, and just like you thought, there are 4 numbers written there in pen. 2014. I wonder. You punch them into the phone's keypad. Voicemail. You have one new message. Press 1 to play it. Press 2 to listen to save messages. Press 3 to record a message for another extension. You tap 1. Message 1. Received 5 minutes ago. The line clicks and you hear a woman's voice, whispering. Ralph, if you're hearing this, you probably realize by now that something is going on with the animatronics. They aren't acting normally, even for them, and it's because of you. Who is this? How does she know my name, you think, and how is any of this my fault? You're probably wondering who I am. I bet you don't remember me, but you interviewed me for a summer job at Freddy's, and you decided not to hire me. Yeah, it is 2014. Wait. Ralph, you saved my life. Management often invites you to screen applicants to see if they've got the right stuff for the job when there's more than one person interviewing. It isn't often that a woman wants to work here, so you do remember her now. Her name was Bronwyn something. Only thing is, you gave her a glowing recommendation and were surprised when management didn't hire her. You might have been influenced because Bronwyn reminded you of your daughter. She came across as smart, capable, and dependable, all the qualities you need to be a good security guard. She asked all the right questions, had all the right answers. If anything, she was too good for this place. Maybe that's why they didn't hire her. My name is Bronwyn Light. That summer I took a newspaper internship instead, and now I'm a reporter. She hesitates. Junior reporter. I've been fascinated with Freddy's for years, though, and when we started hearing about things happening there, I made it my business to dig into the truth. I found out so much, but my editor won't let me print any of it. I can't let it go. I just learned something. Don't ask me how. That means you're in danger. We all are. She takes a deep breath, especially Capelia. Why does she know about your daughter? This is venturing into stalker territory. What's Bronwyn's angle? You have to trust me, Ralph. My sources say that the animatronics are planning something. That's right, they aren't just mindless people. You may not believe any of this. If you take a moment to think about it, you know it's true. They've been getting bored of night after night being the same. This whole week they've been doing more and more than they used to, testing their limits as well as yours. See, since you decided to leave, they started thinking about how they could leave. That's impossible, you think. It's not impossible, she continues. They've been messing with the power in the restaurant, redirecting it to their charging platforms, storing up extra energy so they can travel farther. One more night and they'll be able to leave Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and terrorize people outside, and there will be no stopping them. I know this is your last night on the job, but you have to come back tomorrow. You are the only one who can prevent you from escaping. You are the only one who can prevent them from escaping. If you get under the stage, if you can get under the stage, you can fix the charging platform so they can't power up enough to leave. I bet you're wondering, well, why doesn't she do something? I did. I tried. I broke into the restaurant a few nights ago. Jeremy got me. I mean, Bonnie. Sorry about that mess. Oh, shit. I've held on as long as I can, but I can't make it any longer, she laughs bitterly. So this is my last night, too. Don't worry about trying to save me. It's too late. Just worry about saving your daughter. Save everyone else. Please, Ralph. If you find my phone in the restaurant, do me a favor. Call my mother. Let her know what happened to me. She'll know what to do. And if we're lucky, she'll find my research and the stories I've written. And we'll be able to make sure that Fazbear Entertainment never... Oh. You hear a child's laughter and then a monstrous mechanical roar. Yeah, she is. The one who broke in. The line crackles and hears strange tones and noise. Then Bronwyn speaks up again, but her voice is garbled and low. It's me. Click. End of message. So whoever is in Golden Freddy says it's me. You sit for a moment in silence, watching. No, as in like. Okay, sorry. Okay, hold on. I don't want to give away what I know. You sit for a moment in silence, watching the clock tick over to 6 a.m. When you try to play Bronwyn's message again, it's gone, as if it had never happened. You could have hallucinated it. You think that would be the easy way out. You survived your fifth and final night at Freddy's. You never have to come back here again. You get to leave and go home to your daughter and put this place behind you. Bronwyn was practically a stranger. You don't owe her anything, but she chose to run to danger, to give her life to protect other people. You were right about her. You sigh. It's not over. You don't remember the drive home or falling asleep on the couch, but you wake up in Capilia sitting at the end of the couch, her feet in her lap while she plays a video game. What? What time is it? You struggle to get up. Dad, you missed my high score. She keeps operating the controller. It's 11. 11 p.m. It's pouring and gray outside the window, but it's clearly daytime. Shouldn't you be in school? You said I could stay home today. I did? You rub your blurry eyes. I don't remember that. Crashed pretty hard when you got home from work. You hear a digitized crashing sound on the TV as the pink car collides head on with a purple car. She asks, she shakes her fist. Purple car. Heh. She set the controller down and shifts to face you. How does it feel, huh? Being done with that job. You frown. Dad? No, you're done, right? You quit? I might need to go back tonight. I left some unfinished business. Let someone else finish it. You were wrecked when you came home. This week almost killed you. Just put it all behind you. I'll eat PB&Js if you're worried about the money. Capelia presses her hands together. Please. This is where you need to be right now, but you still lie awake at night wondering about how long you can keep her safe. She's playing Midnight Motorist. Um, okay, so I can sign up for overtime now. So basically, I think I know what happens. Or I have a theory. So Ralph has the opportunity to stop, but if he does, then the animatronics will also escape the pizzeria. So he's gonna go back for night 6, and that's when he dies. So he basically sacrifices himself, I think. Okay, night 6. Oh god. Management approved your request for overtime without asking any questions. They let you know they're still looking for your replacement, as there hasn't been any responses to your advertisement to their advertisement yet. We'll see how tonight goes. We'll see how it goes tonight, you told them. If you fail tonight, they won't need a night watchman, and they'll have a much bigger problem on their hands. If you succeed, management won't be so enthusiastic about welcoming you back. You check the cameras like you always do. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy are waiting, or where they're supposed to be, and they're not. They're staying put. That alone seems suspicious, especially after they were so active last night. Maybe they're tired. You laugh. If you believe Bronwyn Light, the animatronics are storing up all the power they can before they leave the restaurant. In that case, wait, seriously, there is. But how? So, do you think Mike knew about this? Wait, if you succeed, also there's a oh management. Okay, if you believe the animatronics are storing up all the power they can before they leave the restaurant. In that case, you should head out now while they're dormant. You've already consulted with your friend Dave in wait a minute. Your friend Dave in maintenance? Really? They're just trolling at this point because Dave is now trending all over fucking. You can't just switch off the power from the breaker room this time because the charging platforms are on their own power supply with a backup generator. So you have to find some way to disrupt them. The fastest way is to get to the stage is through the West Hall, but if the animatronics realize what you're doing, the safest way is through the vents. Let's take the direct approach. You turn on the lights in the West Hall to check for Bonnie. Oh, interesting. Wait, that might actually be it. Hold on. You turn the lights in the West Hall to check for Bonnie before you peer out the door, but the way looks clear. You even check the supply closet camera to be extra sure, though all the animatronics are still on the stage. Then you walk cautiously down the West Hall towards the dining area, stopping and listening every few feet. Nothing. Your experiences this week have conditioned. Yeah, that's probably him. That's probably him then, because that's literally what his. Well, let's get this over with. You say your voice echoes in the empty space. You watch the animatronics, but they don't react to your presence at all. It's hard to believe they could be planning to escape the restaurant. Where would they go? What's their goal? You walk around the stage to the access panel near the back. This is where the staff selects the songs the trio performs. Interesting. This, the lights, sound, and choreography are programmed for each of their 30-something musical numbers, but there are manual overrides in case something happens. You should be able to use it to manage their power usage. There's also a hatch beside the panel that opens into the crawl space under the stage. If you climb into the crawl space, if you open the access panel, let's open the access panel. Okay, wait, what? You should be able to tell whether anything is wrong with the charging platforms by checking the access panel. If something is amiss that can't be adjusted from the manual controls, you'll crawl onto the stage like Bronwyn suggested. As soon as you flip open the door on the access panel, Freddy Fazbear's head whips in your direction. You're so surprised. You yelp and backpedal away from the stage. Freddy's eyes glow as he stares down at you. He steps to the edge and hops down to the floor. Thud. He walks toward you while the speakers play classical music. You know you should run. You want to run. But you are rooted to the spot, waiting for him to reach you. Bronwyn was right, you think. Even if you could move, where could you go to get away from him and the others? The restaurant can no longer contain them. Freddy is close now. He opens his mouth. You wince, expecting him to scream, but instead he laughs. It sounds like a child's laughter. More children laugh. Bonnie and Chica are watching you from the stage, mouths open and closing. You're just kids, you say. Who? Freddy's face is inches from your head. He leans down. You wonder what it will be like living without your frontal lobe. A warped, garbled voice says, "It's me." Uh-huh. Interesting. That's an interesting passage. Also, what just happened? Okay, let's take the direct route again and climb into the crawl space, but I still die. Bronwyn said you need to go under the stage. You have to trust that she knows something you don't. That's why you're here in the first place. You crouch in front of the corrugated metal hatch in the floor and place your fingertips on it. You feel a slight vibration and heavy footsteps, moving fast. Alarmed, you glance up the stage, but the animatronics are still there. Then what? The answer comes to you even before you turn and see him barreling toward you. Foxy. Brahman didn't mention him, and of course, his charging platform is over in pirate code. He's in even rougher shape than usual after last night's attempts to kill you, and you suspect that he isn't part of tonight's escape plan. He might be feeling bitter about that. He might want to take revenge on you. Or maybe he just wants to help the other animatronics realize their hopes and dreams. There's nowhere to run, so in a desperate attempt to stop Foxy, you yank open the access panel and turn the keys inside to switch on the animatronics. You stab the song select button a couple of times to choose a performance, but all that happens is Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica turn their heads to observe what Foxy does to you. Oh god. Okay. Let's try checking the cameras and waiting a while. You decide oh wait, this is the funny ending, wait. You decide to wait a little longer and watch the animatronics before you sabotage the restaurant. Bronwyn might have been telling the truth, but her suspicions could be wrong. You alternate between the cameras for the show stage and pirate cove. After 2 hours, none of the animatronics have so much as moved. You guess this is what the job would be like if the animatronics didn't roam around at night. It's kind of boring. You're again starting to think that perhaps you imagined everything this week. The best evidence that Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy didn't really try to kill you is the fact that you're still here. What chance could you have against all 4 of them? You're just one person without a weapon. If the animatronics aren't a threat tonight, then you should keep an eye out for intruders. You click through the other cameras, but everything is quiet, the way it's supposed to be. You yawn. You click back to the show stage, and suddenly you're wide awake. Freddy's gone. Where did he go, though? You didn't see him on any of the cameras just now. You cycle through them again. No sign of Freddy. You listen. You can't hear his creepy music either. You click back on the show stage. Now Bonnie's gone. Oh no. They aren't coming after you, which means they left. You're too late. Interesting. So, okay, so, okay, but that's interesting that you can fail the night. So we have to go to the ventilation staff. That's the only choice. Better safe than sorry. You say as you crawl into the security office vent. Somewhere along the way, these narrow passageways become less frightening. At least you only need to watch in 2 directions for anyone attacking you, forward and behind, and you can tell if the animatronic is in the vents with you. Unfortunately, something smells terrible inside. Probably a dead rat. I think it's probably Bronwyn. There are poison traps hidden all over the restaurant, but the critters still crawl into the vents and the walls and vents to die. You cover your nose and press on. You know your way around these corridors now, so it's no problem getting to the dining area. Before you pop out, you take a quick peek, and you see 2 big blue rabbit feet right in front of the vent opening. Is Bonnie standing watch? It looks like Freddy and Chica have wandered off as well. If you can fix the charging platforms on the stage, you'll have to lure them back somehow. You swallow. That won't be easy. It also won't be easy getting to the stage with Bonnie in the way. You either have to find a way around him or a way to distract him. If you wait for Bonnie to leave, touch here. If you go backstage to cause a distraction, touch here. You try crawling the other side of the dining area, touch here. Let's cause a distraction. You leave Bonnie behind and make your way through the vents to the backstage opening. The stench is coming from the small room. Oh god. Ugh. It's strong enough to make you gag as you crawl out of the shop. What died in here? You look around, feeling unsettled. You know what you're looking for. That empty Freddy suit you saw earlier. It's in a different position from what you remembered, now hunched over in the corner of the room next to some storage shelves. Someone has attached a spare Freddy head, one of the earlier models from the Fredbear days, only twisted around backwards so it's facing the wall. The air is thick with flies swarming around it, crawling over it. Something is in its right hand. Every fiber of your being is screaming for you to look away. Get away from there. But you have to see. You're standing right in front of the costume now, close enough to recognize the object in its hand as a large mobile phone. I'm so sorry, you whisper. If you take the phone, but sheer. whoa, what just happened? Okay, so Bronwyn is obviously in that suit. I actually verified it, but something weird happened when I checked. So let's just not check. We'll just take the phone, okay? You take the phone, mobile phone, saying a silent thank you and wipe it off on your pants. You scroll through the contacts. There are other entries named in codes like deep dish. The others are labeled backstage, dining area, and restrooms. She's entered the numbers for every phone in the restaurant and home numbers for many of the employees. The last one she dialed is security office. That's okay. Okay. Heavy footsteps approach the door to the room you're in. You see a shadow under the door. You needed a distraction, and now you've got one. You press enter and dial the security office. Far off, you hear the phone ringing. The shadow disappears, and the footsteps hurry away. You keep the line ringing and stand up. You place a hand on Freddy's head and say, I'll finish this. Add the mobile phone bonus item to your inventory and head to the stage. Okay. This is like the broken item, I guess. Because I can just keep calling animatronics away from me. With the dining area clear, you get straight to the stage. Bronwyn said you need to get under it to fix the charging platform. You get the hatch for the crawl space and climb inside, closing it over your head. Thick power cables sneak out of the switch box for the charging platform. More than there should be, and they probably shouldn't be sparking like that. There are also 6 small metal switches, alternating in the up and down positions. Bronwyn didn't tell you how to fix the charging platforms, but you find a scrap of paper crumpled on the floor. It's a diagram. He truly is the phone guy. Of the correct positions for each switch, which seems to have been torn off and discarded. The first 3 switches are supposed to be up. The next 2 are down, and the 6th in neutral. You restore all the switches to their original settings, but of course nothing happens. This isn't going to stop the animatronics. They're already powered up, so you need to short them out or drain their batteries back to normal. Flip all the switches down. Everybody knows the best way to fix a technical problem is to reverse the polarity. You confidently flip all 6 switches to the down position. The room suddenly becomes very quiet as the power cuts out. You hear a mechanical kerchunk, and red lights come on. The system has switched over to backup power, but the animatronics have already drained the battery almost all the way. By reversing the flow, you hope that getting them back on their charging plates will draw the power from their batteries into the backup battery. You slip up out of the crawl space and lower the hatch. Lights are even dimmer than before. Now, how are you going to get the animatronics back up on that stage? Go to the access panel and start up a show. You open the access panel beside the stage. Inside is a small green LCD screen, a number pad, and a silver lock with a silver key already inside. Here goes nothing. You turn the key and the stage light comes up in half brightness. You jump when the light illuminates a shadow figure behind the stage. It looks like Freddy Fazbear, but his fur is lighter, more golden, and he has no eyes. Even so, you know he is looking at you. You also know that if you look away from him, you will be lost. You feel for the keypad and blindly punch a bunch of numbers to call up a song. You recognize it at once. It's Everybody Needs Some Downtime, a slow song that is usually played when kids are extra hyped up at a party, and just before the restaurant closes for the night. The Golden Freddy giggles like a mischievous child and keeps staring. You train your eyes on him, forcing yourself not to blink. The recorded announcer starts introducing the animatronics on stage. Time passes and you think they aren't going to come until you hear their heavy footsteps approach and climb the steps of the stage. You want to watch to make sure they return to their positions, but you dare not look away from Golden Freddy. Can the others not see him? Can the others see him? You wonder. They're completely ignoring you. Maybe because they figure I'm already dead. Freddy starts singing. Bonnie rocks his guitar and Chica struts her stuff. You aren't sure it's working, but as the song wears on, and it's one of the longest in the catalog at 7 minutes and 48 seconds, they slow down, slurring their words and getting clumsy. Go home, you're drunk, you think, and at the same time, another forceful thought intrudes with, it's me. You see the words in your head, you hear them and you feel them, they hurt. You wince and stagger under the weight of Golden Freddy's mind. Blood trickles from your right nostril. You taste it, salty and metallic on your lips. The song ends, and the animatronics fall silent and still. You risk a quick glance at the stage. Their eyes are closed. They're sleeping. You take a deep breath. It worked. You turn back toward Golden Freddy, and he suddenly appears in front of your face, mouth open and screaming. You stagger and fall to your knees. Golden Freddy puts his hands on either side of your head. It's me, 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 it's me. Oh my god, look at this. You read this? That's all it's me. And just under the angry onslaught of noise, you hear a soft voice. A warm and gentle one. A woman saying, "It's me. Thank you. You did it. She'll be all right now. She's safe. She's safe." And then you hear, "It's me, it's me, it's me." And then it becomes, "She's safe, it's me. She's safe, it's me." And then just, "She's safe." And then you smile and go to sleep. Now that you have the mobile phone bonus item, empty your inventory of everything but the phone. Then tap touch here and start over for a brand new adventure. Okay. So we're doing everything. We're just playing the game. Okay. If you have the bonus item, you may use it. Wait, where did I get the mobile phone from? No, okay, so I have a new theory now. Or there's something. No, the way I interpreted it, Morse, is based on how it looked like it was written. So Golden Freddy was shoving "it's me" thoughts into his head, but then one of the voices inside of Golden Freddy said, "She's safe, you did it." And if you remember, the last thing Bronwyn said before she died was, "It's me." So it seems like Golden Freddy eats people, or like their souls, and assimilates them. This is entirely new stuff. So Bronwyn is inside of there as one of the souls, and but some of her individuality was able to calm you down as you died as well. Meaning that okay, wait. Wait, there's some weird stuff going on. Hold on. Okay, we're on night 1, right? Oh, hold on. Where's night 1? There's always like a weird alternate path you can take. So night 1, you hear stuff. Don't forget about Foxy. Check the cameras. Turn back. Inspect the desk. Whatever. Who cares? Exit to the right. Hide under a table. Use the bonus item. You hear the animatronic to leave, but it doesn't seem to be in a hurry. It's just pacing back and forth, even though it hardly matters which one it is, if you want to know anyway. You scoot forward excruciatingly slowly, half an inch at a time, until you can see its feet. Its giant rabbit feet. I thought a rabbit's foot was supposed to be lucky. Huh, that's a good point. It's about the Stitch Wraith. Bonnie could be here all night. If he heads back to the stage to recharge before 6 a.m., you won't have enough time to fix the light bulbs in the bathroom. Then it's goodbye, Employee of the Month streak. I love how earlier in the story he cares about Employee of the Month, and at the end he doesn't give a fuck anymore. This is your last week on the job, but you put so many good years of your life into it. You'd hate to throw it away and ruin your perfect record. Suddenly you remember the mobile phone you have. Where did I get that? If you call another phone in the restaurant, it might distract Bonnie. So call the security office. What the hell? Okay. Where did I end up now? Okay. Let's call the security office. You call the security office. Bonnie hears something. He freezes at the other end of the room. Imagine his ears twitching and swiveling around, and he starts moving fast in your direction. Here's the line ringing from the receiver of your mobile phone. You end the call, but he's already on his way. He'll reach. You'll be back? Okay. Your hiding spot in seconds. You might be able to distract him if you call somewhere else. Call backstage. You pull up the contact list and click on backstage. You can barely hear the phone ringing in the distance, but it's loud enough to get Bonnie's attention. He runs off toward the sound of it. You keep it ringing on your mobile phone and climb out from under the table so you can get to the restroom where Bonnie returns or another animatronic comes after you. And as you stand, the light clicks. Someone picked up the backstage phone. You squeeze the mobile phone in your hand and listen, holding your breath so as to not make a sound. Garbled whispering, the sound of a child crying, and then a deep, distorted voice in a burst of static says, "It's me." Yeah, see, in this ending, your character so you keep talking to Golden Freddy, and then Phone Guy starts laughing, and then he starts saying it's me too. Uh, Hang up and proceed to the restroom. Blah blah blah. Hold on. Hold on, I'm trying to get. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. um. Okay, then. Yeah. I'm trying to get follow this path through the story with the phone. Okay, if you okay. So I'm at the end of night one now, and I have all those choices, and there's one bonus item one. Oh my god. Okay, so if, at the end of night one, if I have the mobile phone, I do this. You're looking forward to retiring from this place, but you also just realize that this is the beginning of the end for you. You only have so many nights left at Freddy's, and that's kind of bittersweet. You're feeling a bit nostalgic and thinking about your legacy as the phone guy, so you decide to leave a message for the next person in this chair. Only this time, you want to tell them the truth, everything they need to know to make it here. Well, not everything. Management screens these messages, so you'll have to insert some strong hints. You don't remember the number for the voicemail system on the office phone, but the mobile phone has it on speed dial. You connect to the messaging service. Beep. Hello. Hello, hello. I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. It's kind of familiar. You run through the introductory greeting they always make you read. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Then touch on some important details like how the animatronics will be on the move and how to engage with them, or rather, not engage with them. That endoskeleton stuff. All the things they should really tell you when you sign up. Okay, night one's over. Night two. Show stage. Dining area. Exit through the right door. Get Bonnie's head. Go on stage. Screw it. Right. Wait. Oh shit. Okay. Phone guy was a genius this whole time. So now I'm on the part in night two where you have to put the Bonnie head on, but I have an option to use the phone. The phone. You may not know how to fix Bonnie, but you know someone who does. You pull out the mobile phone you found and scroll through the contacts. Fortunately, it has the home number for your buddy Dave in maintenance. It's good to have friends in maintenance, even if they always beat you at bowling and never pay for dinner. Who's this? Do you know what time it is? Dave growls. It's 4 a.m. You can always count on Dave to answer his own questions. He can be a know-it-all, But he actually does know it all, so you can overlook his personality flaws, especially when you need his help. It's 4 already, you say? Gee, time flies when you're having fun, huh? Thank you. That you, Ralph? You losing it calling me at this hour. Getting there. Listen, I have a question. A hypothetical question. Let's say an animatronic's head falls off. Which way do you twist it back on to reattach it? You know the old saying, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Great, thanks. Sorry to bother. Hang on, he says. Which animatronic is it? Hypothetically speaking, Bonnie, let's see. Make sure you put the center screw in first and tighten it good. Where would said screws be? As luck would have it, you find 3 screws scattered across the stage. I don't have a screwdriver, you say. I'm sure Employee of the Month can figure it out. Click. If you have the ballpoint pen, tap here. Dave seems a little bitter about the fact that you've gotten Employee of the Month 5 more times than he has, but who's keeping score? All that matters is doing the best job possible, and if you receive a little recognition once in a while, that makes you feel pretty good. Plus, you guys are friends, aren't you? Hold on. Employees of the Month get to choose a gift from the catalog, and one of those is a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza ballpoint pen with a hidden screwdriver. You take out the ballpoint pen and twist the bottom off, revealing the small flathead screwdriver inside. It's too small for the screws, and they're the wrong kind, but it's better than using your fingers. You twist Bonnie's head to the right and replace the screws, making certain to start with the one in the middle. You wonder what would happen if you insert them in the wrong order, or maybe Dave was just screwing with you and the order doesn't matter. Better safe than sorry. Bonnie's now right as rain, but you hear footsteps out there. That must be Chica. Since the last time you checked on Foxy, he was backstage. Knowing how late it is, you decide to return to the security office. Okay, so this is the part where someone's on my left and right, but it's Chica on my right. I'm gonna use the bonus item. You quickly grab your mobile phone and press 1 on the speed dial buttons. You don't know which, but you hear a phone ringing from near the dining area. The groaning at the right door stops, and footsteps move away from down the east hall. The steps you heard approaching the left door are gone. Phew. Your distraction worked, and it's 5:55 a.m. You have enough time to record another message for your successor. You call into the messaging service and start talking. Hello. Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time, since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active as the week progresses. It might be a good idea to peek at those cameras while I just talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place, you know. You keep talking and pushing buttons on the cameras until the clock rolls over to 6 a.m. Okay, night 3. Check the camera for... Okay. What the hell? Okay. If you have the bonus item, you may use it. What the hell? Okay, wait. You grab your mobile phone and speed dial backstage. The phone line rings on the other end of the dining area. The footsteps hurry off in that direction. That buys you some time to get this mess cleaned up. With one hand pinching your nose shut, you mop quickly with the other. When you're done, you dump the bucket of bleach and pine cleanser out the broken window to lighten your load. Then it's back to the supply closet to get a hammer, boards, and nails to fix up the window. You continue dialing different numbers around the restaurant to keep the animatronics moving and out of your hair, but you don't want to drain the phone battery. You're certain the loud hammering is going to bring an animatronic or two your way, so you call the security office to get them as far away from you as possible. Then you board up the window and beat a hasty retreat. In the hall outside the party rooms, you ring it backstage one more time to lure anyone away from the security office and clear your way back. But this time, someone picks up the phone. The intruder? You'd almost forgotten someone else might be in the restaurant. Static crackles in the line, and you hold your breath to listen closely. All you can hear are the faint echoes of children's laughter. Then the line goes dead. The screen of your phone lights up with a message, "Save them." What? By the time you make it back to the security office, you are so done with this night, with this job, with Fazbear Entertainment, and most of all with the animatronics, but it's nothing a good night's sleep can't fix. Be sure you'll be feeling better tomorrow when you come back to work. Tonight has just been a lot. You can't stop thinking about that mess you mopped up in the party room. The pool of blood used to be a person. Possibly. Probably not. Even if someone broke into the restaurant and got a closer look at the animatronics than they bargained for, no one deserves to die like that. There wasn't anything left to identify, so if anyone is waiting for them at home, they'll never know what happened. Maybe there'll be another one of those faces on the back of a milk carton. Unless. You didn't see any sign of the intruder in the restaurant, but perhaps they had been there all along, hiding in plain sight, like inside one of the unused suits in the room behind the stage. You pull up the backstage camera feed. Bonnie's in there now, but you're more curious about the Freddy suit on the work table, wondering if it's actually empty. Are you curious enough to go check it? It's 5:57 a.m. Shift's almost over. Oh well, maybe you'll get a chance to check those suits tomorrow. At the moment, you have just enough time and battery power on your mobile phones to record a message for the next night watchman, a brief one. They'll probably never even listen to it. Most of the night shift security guards don't stick around. You guess the stories got to them. Freddy's is a spooky at night when you're not alone. It's spooky at night when you're not alone. When you're alone. So no doubt about that. Even without animatronics roaming around who might see you as a threat. Let's hope your messages help someone someday. You're also recording them for you. They help you organize your thoughts and put some perspective on the night you just had. It's also some form of It's also a sort of therapy having a night you just had. Having a conversation with the person who will replace you, even if it's a one-sided one. Making these messages is a way of affirming that you will be leaving and someone else will be in this chair. Just 2 more nights to go. The desk clock flips over to 6 a.m. Okay, so night 4. This is when they're being weird, right? Yeah, this is where they're breaking shit. Okay. Pacing around the office looking for another way. Wait, actually, let me try the other path. Sneak around the. Wait, hold on. Let's try. Heading to the dining room. Hope for the best. That's death. Uh. Okay, so this is how you get the ticket. Oh wait. How do I get the phone call ending in this path? Oh. Okay. Oh, here it is, the bonus item. Every time you shift your weight in the ventilation shaft, the metal groans and the footsteps outside pause. When they resume, they're closer. It's only a matter of time for the animatronics get into the breaker room, and then you won't be able to stop them. Or worse, they may get into your vents. Vents. A distraction would buy you some time. You take out your mobile phone, the battery indicator is low. You've been using it intermittently for days, and you don't have the charger for it. Hopefully, it can get you through the rest of the week. You want the animatronics as far away from you as possible, but you know if you dial the security office phone directly, they won't hear it and be drawn to it. So you dial a series of numbers in sequence to lure them away. First, the dining area. You hear the phone ringing and the footsteps close by move toward it. It's working. You wait 30 seconds and dial Pirate Cove. You can barely hear that phone from here. That sound echoing in the vents. Another 30 seconds pass. You call the security office. You can't hear the phone ring from here, but you trust it has taken some of the heat off of you. You keep the line open while you kick off the ventilation grate. It falls to the floor with a clatter that you hope won't bring the animatronics right back. Crawl into the breaker room. Left to right. Tick the vents back. Wait for... Wait. Okay, so there's no phone call this night. Oh, he doesn't call... Oh, he doesn't do the night... The night 4 recording is the one he dies in. So he's only recorded on nights 1, 2, and 3, and he's not going to record night 4s for a bit. Okay, tap touch here. Night 5. Close the right door. Right, this is the insanity night. Close the left door. Okay. So this is the part where I kicked Bonnie's head off. If you have the bonus item, you may use it here. You cannot wait for this night to end, preferably with you seeing... Preferably with you seeing the sunrise on your way home for your daughter. The likelihood of that scenario is decreasing by the second as you hear Freddy Fazbear's signature music drawing closer. It seems to be coming through the open vent behind you. You aren't even certain anymore that Freddy or the other animatronics obey the laws of reality. For all you know, you can just teleport into the office or anywhere else he wants to be in the blink of an eye. Maybe that's why he doesn't move around all that much. He doesn't have to. With weary resignation, you pull out the mobile phone. What you do next may be the last thing you ever do. So I can call for help, call home, or record a message for my replacement. Let's record a message. Oh, here it is. This is the canon ending. I found it. It's looking like this is going to be your last night. It's some consolation that you will continue on in some way. Through your daughter, yes, but also through your legacy here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. You might even end up saving someone's life one day. Those recordings for the next person will, through those recordings for the next person who will sit in this chair, whoever that poor soul may be. Do you have any last words? Maybe something that could help you succeed, help them succeed when you failed? Don't overthink it. You dial the number for the recording system and start talking. Hello, hello, hey. Realize you never left a message for them last night. This will be sent on what, their 4th night? Hey, wow, day 4. I knew you could do it. Hey, listen, I might not be around to send you a message tomorrow. Animatronics are banging at both doors. They're obviously getting agitated. They probably don't want you to make this recording. It's been a bad night here. Bang, 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 bang. For me, I kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you, or when I did. Hey, do me a favor. The banging gets louder and doesn't stop. You keep talking over it. Maybe sometimes you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm gonna try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. Will they do it? Will the next security guard return the favor and try to save you? Will it make a difference? You want to hope this isn't the end, but having lived through almost 5 nights at Freddy's, you know the deal. Your replacement won't understand what you're saying, or they won't believe you until it's too late. Or maybe the animatronics won't even give them the opportunity to leave the security office. They're definitely more aggressive tonight, as if something has changed. Maybe you've changed them, through your interactions with them this week. Some legacy. I always wondered what was in those empty heads back there. A chime sounds behind you. What is that? Um, you turn around thinking Foxy has rebooted himself, but then you see what's behind him. Freddy Fazbear. Something moans. Is it you? Oh no. The animatronics scream. All of them. The doors in the office pop open and the camera feeds cut out. The monitor spews static and snow dances across the screen. The phone line goes dead. When you come to, how, it's dark. You can't move your head, but through 2 small eye holes, you can just make out what appears to be the repair shop behind the stage. I'm okay, you wonder? Something smells bad. It might be you. It's me. Why can't you move your head? Your hands. I'm not okay. All your choices have led you here, and now you're out of options. The only thing you can do is wait. So that's his death. So he dies on night 5 without actually saving anyone, sadly. Oh, that's so sad. Okay. And this one says just says the end. Interesting. Okay, let's try calling home. With a trembling finger, you dial your home number. It's early in the morning and you hate to wake up your daughter, but you want to hear her voice. You need to let her know you could never abandon her. The line clicks and Coppelia's groggy voice answers. Yeah, is that how you answer the phone? You say, "Yeah, Dad, what time is it?" Late or early, depending on how you look at it. How's work? Are you coming home soon? Oh, I wish. Is something wrong? What can you say to her? There's so much, a lifetime of unwanted advice, family stories. Bad jokes, but it all boils down to 3 words. You abruptly notice that Foxy's eyes are glowing again. He has reactivated, but for some reason he hasn't attacked you. Because he's listening. Yeah, right? I didn't notice that either. You realize that it's quiet, too quiet. The other animatronics have stopped their moaning and knocking. Even Freddy's music is silent. I know, Dad. You can practically hear her eyes rolling. I have to say it. Huh? Anyway, while I can, you take a deep breath. Don't come here. You disconnect the call and calmly erase your number from the history. You look up at Foxy. Promise to leave her alone and I'll stay. For good. Foxy nods slowly, though it's not like you have a choice. Game over. Okay, and then the other one. Call for help. 911, what is your emergency? As quickly as you can, you tell the switchboard operator everything, and surprisingly, she believes you. It might help that she can hear the animatronics banging against the door. Freddy's maniacal laughter and the creepy circus music punctuated by the sound of children crying. I always knew something was off about that restaurant, and I don't mean the cheese and the pizza. I don't know about killer animatronics, but it sounds like something is going down. I'm sending a squad car. An animatronic in the hallway lets out a terrifying scream. I'll send 2 cars, she says. Sit tight, sir. Help is on the way. You were so relieved that she was able to hear everything happening right now. You're starting to think it was all in your head. What if it is all in your head, even the 911 call? In that case, of course you heard what you wanted to hear. Pretty soon you hear something else. Police car sirens. Banging and crash as they beat the door to get in. Gunshots. The cavalry has arrived. You were saved and reunited with your daughter. Fazbear Entertainment can't fire you anymore, but they do sue you for defamation and destruction of property. First of all, you're never quite able to believe what you're seeing and hearing again. Part of you is convinced you're still in the restaurant and that it will never ever let you leave. Okay, so basically, if you get to this point, you have to call Mike Schmidt, or I mean, do the recording. If you choose the other two, you get a game over. But if you call him, you get the true the end. So that's a true ending. So that's the whole book. The only thing I'm confused about is how does he get the phone? Right? Because he got the phone from her. And there was that whole plan that she was doing. And in the ending where you actually stop the plan, you get assimilated by Golden. So Golden Freddy doesn't kill him. It's just ambiguous who kills him. But the one where Golden Freddy kills him turns him into the "it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me" thing. So in the book, he got the phone from in night 6. But then if you get the phone in night 6, you have to replay the story and you have the phone in your inventory. Which doesn't make any sense because like narratively, unless he's in some sort of loop. So is it like is Five Nights at Freddy's, is he stuck in a loop? Is every night guard stuck in like a loop or something? Or they just keep playing forever and ever? Is that what the story's trying to convey? Because Into the Pit kind of has the same problem or whatever. So it just like so maybe he had I don't know what's happening. Because how does he stop the animatronics from escaping if he dies here? That's really interesting, but also very confusing. I'm gonna have to think on this. One guy stuck in his personal loop after he died. So, okay, so we know. So maybe phone guy. I'm confused because phone guy had his phone, but he has to go through a loop to get his phone, but he doesn't die until until the loop he has his phone. Meaning that he either had his phone the whole time and that's his own phone, or he somehow finished night 6 and then got sent back to the start of his week and kept his phone in like a weird Majora's Mask type situation. That's very confusing. I'm gonna have to do a lot of rereading and theory crafting. I'm gonna make a video on this because that's very interesting. Wow. Okay, there's an ad for Return to the Pit too. No, it's not. What is it? Oh. No, this is just the back cover. Never mind. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make some theories on this, but that is the whole book. We finished the read through, and I'm gonna update this after. Uh, I'm gonna go to sleep first, and then I'm gonna update this, and then I think I want to make a video on this because I'm very confused. Also, don't the vision start when he touches the blood? You know, there's an ending where there's a path where you can actually jump out the window, but I didn't actually read it. When you're in the room with the blood, and it's very confusing. So okay, so phone guy. Okay, Scott and E.C. Myers, one of them really likes incorporating this redo option. Like in VIP, it made sense because you're entering like a VR world where you get to redo the day in just a simulation. But yeah, but there's this, but like in this one, also there's this whole thing even in VR about like things being repeated over and over and over again. How like if you don't stop VIP, he'll just bring the next kid over. The reporter is very confusing. I'm guessing she's real. I think a lot of this is just supernatural stuff. So yeah, but like phone guy isn't even like I have a phone. Where did it come from? Was she talking? Yes, she was. So she was already dead. And if you noticed, she kept calling like a couple times. I think like she was dead ever since the blood. That blood, all that blood was her. She was already dead. So, and she was not. No, no. I don't know if she was in Golden Freddy. Well, that's a good question. She was in a. She was in the Freddy suit backstage from the Into the Pit game, I think. Or there's like a spare Freddy suit. She's in that. Her body's in that, but you could hear her voice coming out of Golden Freddy. What the hell is Golden Freddy? He's like OP as hell. He's basically a god. Like he's like a ghost lord soul thing. Like you can just suck souls from other suits. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I gotta make a video. I'm so confused. That was thanks for sticking around though all this time, Morse. You basically listened to me read the whole book. Damn. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh, whoa, okay. Hmm. All right. So that's gonna wrap that up. Um, this stream, I think. Thank you so much. It would have been really weird if I was reading to like nobody. So I'm really glad you were here. And yeah, I think this is that's implying. I'm not making. That's some potential ammunition for the Fright's books are a parallel thing. If the Stitch Wraith has similar powers as Gold Freddy, but also there's also the whole rooms from the Into the Pit game are um what's the word? In the week before. I did a thing like I was sneezing, but I was just yawning. Okay, so I've lost my mind completely. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. This book is gonna have create so many theories. I think this is like the coolest. This book did not disappoint. I think that's the main thing. I was like half expecting it to be like hyped up, but it doesn't really tell us anything. No, it was pretty direct with some of the answers in there. And I like how it's pretty explicit. Who you're playing. Like it's not like you might be playing as phone guy. I mean, you're literally objectively playing as phone guy, who we now know is named Ralph. It's very okay. There's a couple differences, but it's mostly similar. We know that the stage is in the northwest now. It's not in the north. Like it's not in the middle of the room. It's like the camera's mirrored, but I don't know which way northwest would be. Whatever. Like it's still on the back wall, the north wall, but it's on the northwest. It's not in the center. It's in the northwestern side of it, I guess. It's weird, and also I one of my projects is actually to make a map of the layout of the FNAF 1 location, and I've actually kind of made one, but now that I've read the book, I might have to change a few things. Anyway, I'm gonna call it here because I can't even keep my eyes open. And, whew, all right. Thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you again in a stream or in any of my comments that, yeah, it's like In the Pit. That's what I'm thinking. I think this book is trying to make the In the Pit layout canon, or basically there's an entire section in the west of the pizzeria that's like completely closed off, which actually lines up with into the pit game. So all those rooms are probably just you know unused now. Anyway, thanks for watching the stream. I'm going to wrap things up here, and I will see you next time. Say bye, Morris. Say bye. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep rambling. Wishes from the pert. Very nice. Too old. All right, I'm gonna imagine you said bye. Oh, there we go. Bye. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate it. Oh, you remember something? Okay, real quick. What is it? The article about Circus Baby's Pizza World says it went for sale. Okay. Are you saying yeah? Yeah, the building went for sale and then everything was moved into Circus Baby's entertainment and rental, right? Which I just found out uh can be given the acronym CBEAR, which I think is really funny. Yeah, I think it was canceled because Circus Baby killed Elizabeth, right? That was the real reason. And the leaks was just a cover up, I think. Someone bought it. Yeah, I mean, the FNAF really likes to reuse locations over and over again. I mean, Ruin is literally on top of, or the Pizzaplex is basically on top of the FNAF 6 location, which is on top of um the trap in FNAF 6, which is on top of some of the room, which is on top of the freaking mimic room. Yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah, the article says there might be another reason. I mean, literally, whenever Fazbear Entertainment says anything, it's probably a lie. So I'm really I think the biggest takeaway is a lot of these new FNAF stuff is implying some weird sort of purgatory thing, like Happiest Day. Like, I mean, even in the original FNAF games, it was like these kids are stuck in like their birthday parties, and now the adults, are getting stuck defending themselves from animatronics, which also lines up with uh, what was it? Ultimate Custom Night. Like William Afton's also stuck in a loop. That might have been his own personal hell, but anyone. Yeah, J Top. Yeah, J Top from Stillwell. He said, yeah, he wants to do anything. J Top is pretty passionate. He actually, I don't know J Top's pronouns, but J Top said Steelwool is very is like all everything's fair game, right? So that's what J Top said. So yeah, pretty cool, honestly. Voices from the pit. Oh shit. I just closed something important, but since the stream is ending, it doesn't really matter. I really hope we actually get to see Fredbear's Family Diner. And also, I want more information on the FNAF 2 location. Like, what the hell is it? Like, where is it? I just want more, stuff. Anyway. I think Scott is finally starting to, like, really answer questions. Because this book is pretty literally an answer to, like... Anyway, okay, I gotta sleep because then I can come up with... I can do some theory crafting. Actually, there's a FNAF YouTuber Discord, and I'm actually gonna discuss with those people as well. Uh, what they think. I don't know if they've read it yet. I literally started the stream like the moment it went public. Yeah, it looks like I'm about to... I'm going to sleep. But yeah, I will end the stream here, and I'll see you next time. And whenever I'm streaming, and even if I'm playing a non FNAF game, feel free to like continue this discussion with me. I like talking. A lot of times I like talking about FNAF when I'm doing other things as well, so I can like multitask. So yeah. Anyway, bye for real, and thank you for the 10,000th time. Here is a heart spam. I'm spamming the wrong thing. Heart, heart. Okay, there we go. All right, bye.